Welcome to a very picturesque Allan Border Oval today for this, the T20 finals. It's finals day today. First up, we've got the men's final in Premier Grade cricket, and that is between the Bulls of Toombul and the Dolphins from the Gold Coast. My name is John Devine. Joining me in the call today in his debut, I'm not too sure, is Damien McKenzie. I'm sure he's done it elsewhere, probably driving in the car. Damien, good morning to you, sir.
Morning, John. Yes, I did a little bit back in the day at 4BC, back in the old days when I was playing, and was lucky enough to do the one-day final with Redlands, my old club, v Norse, my other old club, a month or so ago. So, but it's good to be back. It's not a great place to bowl 4-day cricket here, let alone T20. So we'll be interested to see with these short boundaries how the boys go with the ball.
Michael Wright, he's the competitions manager here at Queensland Cricket. He's joining us as well. He's a little bit laid up a bit, but he's taken 55 quarter zones and he's all ready to rock and roll. He's on the Cairns yesterday. Did a great job with Billy Deem. High scoring game yesterday, Michael, especially in the first game. So there's a lot of runs out here in the middle of Allan Border.
There has been a fair few runs Allan Border Field for the last 3 or 4 weekends where we've had T20 fixtures, finals, the women yesterday, and even the one-day final in mid to late October where Redlands chased down 350 or 360. So great batting facilities out here. Lighting outfield, and if players get set and they can clear the fence and put a few balls on the roof here. Good day for batters is probably on the cards in a T20 finals weekend.
Just a question, the wicket, as we can see on screen here, is the one on the left, second from the left. Are the boundaries the same square, Michael, or is it still actually shorter on the left? From here, where we're standing, it looks a lot shorter.
It'll be a shorter boundary on that eastern side,
yep.
And probably the longer side as you hit towards the Matt Hayden and Stuart Law stands in the Queensland Cricket Office. So, means the roof's a bit further away on the western side, but the eastern side is a bit tight there.
Is the reason for that pitch being over there is because of insurance and the number of balls are landing on top of Queensland Cricket headquarters?
I think it's more that there's a lot of cricket on this field across the summer, and they got to rotate wickets, and they do their best to look after us, but they also have to look after the internationals and other games they have here. So we've had a fair few games on the middle blocks. So I think might have gone on one of the outer ones as we keep going, but. Still a great field, and the same for both sides and for both finals. So you can only play the conditions in front of you.
Damien, you've played here, mate. Yep. It's never been anything different, has it? It's fast outfield, short field. Batting is fun, bowling not so.
Yeah, no, I think I said in commentary last time, I still get shudders walking into this place. and I did today when I drove up that hill and over that first speed bump. Brought back a lot of memories of spending a lot of time in the field here. Which as a bowler, you play here one week and then you'd play a shield game at the Gabba, and you go over to the Gabba and zinging past the ears, and you come here and it's bouncing back off the pickets, back to the 30-metre circle. So it is a tough place to bowl, but as Mick said, it's the same for both teams. And look, with bowling, you got to hit if you hit a good ball for 4, then so be it. But T20 has definitely changed world cricket to the way that batsmen play these days.
So we've got Gold Coast.
Yeah, I was going to say, Michael, how do these two sides get here? They got a free ride into the grand final thanks to Mother Nature.
Yeah, the bit of rain last Sunday washed out the semi-finals and pretty much cricket all over the southeast corner. And Toombul and Gold Coast finished the top of their pools and progressed through. Toombul probably dominated the fixtures by the involvement of Chris Lynn. He started with bat in 3 of his 4 games and scored hundreds, with also contributions from Preston White and Matt Renshaw and a few others in the games. And Gold Coast, a lot tighter pool, which they sort of progressed through. Had the services of Max Bryant in a couple of those fixtures who went big, but talking with Damien, some names like Josh Kahn has been pretty dangerous at the top of the order for Gold Coast. Good young talent as well coming through there for the Dolphins, people like Jack Cooper and Hugo Burden. We talked about another name to look out for, Liam Hope Shackley. He's been around for a while here in the competition, played for Gold Coast and Redlands and back at Gold Coast. He can give it a whack and also bowl pretty well. So, good sides. Missing their big names in Lynn and Bryan and Kuhneman and Bartlett, but still top quality cricket from a first grade point of view, and a chance for some people to stand up on the big stage at Allan Border Field.
The umpires are about to make their way out here. Let's get a prediction. Both sides actually levelled out because of the exclusion of Lynn and Max Bryant. Damien, looking at that field, who do you put your money on? Do you put it on solely what's on paper or who won the toss?
Oh, I'd probably put my money on Gold Coast, to be honest. I know I played a lot of cricket with Chris Swan and against Chris Swan, so Swanee would have a really some good tactics. They've won the toss and bowled, so they know what they're chasing. So I'll go with the boys from the overs. They could rebuild here till
It's a game of chess all the time, isn't it? I was speaking to Nathan Reed when we were doing the Bulls Masters about back-to-back T20s. He said physically it's not so bad, but mentally it's draining because you just got to concentrate for every ball. You can't go for a bit of a wander, and the next batsman comes in within 2 minutes. You just bang, bang, bang. So you add on 55 degrees and 9% humidity. That's a tough day. That's a swing and a miss, and that's going to go over first slip, and that will go all the way to the rope.
Giving a good chase, actually. Very good chase, Khan. He's pulled it in.
Send him to Tokyo. Standing bit.
And he's hit the stumps.
The man can do no wrong.
Yeah.
He's on a bit of fire at the moment.
Yeah. Again,
I had him tipped to make a huge impact with the bat, but he's jumped the gate with the ball and he's in the field. So.
What does he bat?
He opens. Yeah, he was opening with Max Bryan in the fixtures, and gives it a good whack. He sort of keeps his shape very well and hits straight back over the bowler. Good long levers.
How old is he? Is he in the underage system? Or?
I think he's just come out of 19s. He's probably 2021. So he.
Brown again. That one's been a lovely shot down the mid-off, just the one.
Yeah, kind of. I remember hearing his name sort of pop up when he went away to under 19s and bowled really well at the death and also hit really well at the death. He was sort of like a number 8, 9, bowling all rounder for the Queensland 19s, and my understanding, he's played a lot of last man stands as he was sort of coming up, and so he has a pretty good T20 game and learned to bowl Yorkers and hit a ball a long way, and definitely sort of blossomed the last few years as a sort of 18, 19, 20-year-old in first grade. He sort of got his first 200 this year and had a good sort of T20 run. So
okay, Rowley to face his first ball to Brown. First lip still in there and plays it extra cover for no run. So the Dolphins are just suffocating the Bulls at the moment, but the scoreline of 3 for 30. As Damien McKenzie mentioned, these two batsmen, well, I think you might have mentioned the partnership before, had to bat out 10 overs, but these two certainly have to go at least 10, 12 overs. Yeah,
they got to. They'd be probably their two senior players, I would have thought. So, they just need to, as I said, even if they can tick over 4, 5 and over for the next 10, 8 to 10, get them up towards 100 and then maybe launch the last 3 overs.
You've got to post a score, haven't you?
Got to, especially here. 150, 180 is going to be probably well short, but if they bowl well and field well, as Mick said, the conditions don't change for when Toombul come out to bowl. So if they bowl well, field well, then cricket's a funny game. We saw yesterday with India getting bowled out
finals.
For
you never know in a final. You never know.
Well, Peter Drennan says just post a score. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Brown again, left arm over from the southern end. Rowley chips out. That's gone for 6. Didn't have to put much effort into that one, and that's gone a long way. That's a Damien Kenzie 3-wood. Straight over the fence. Out of bounds.
It would have bounced 4 times before it got there. Cold
but out of bounds anyway.
Yeah. Hit 3 from the tee.
Power play done, and Gold Coast in a very good spot. 3 for Toombul, 3 for I think 42.
Just a good shot. And that's the last ball. He'd gone for 3 off the over, and last ball disappears for 6, and all of a sudden it's gone for 9. Middle and leg, 40-metre boundary, 50-metre boundary. They don't come back too often, those ones.
Good to see. I think they're going with Khan still. He's been.
Yeah, go why wouldn't you? Bowl him out.
There's definitely a few spin options for Gold Coast who might be on soon, but after the couple of overs Khan's bowled, you want to keep it going because another wicket or a couple of really tight overs here can put a big squeeze on Toombul here and change that score to Gold Coast even further in front.
So Khan to Preston White, the skipper, third man, is down underneath the fence. Oh, he's fallen over.
Oh, that would have been everything there.
Yeah. Just doesn't get any better, does it, for the Dolphins?
Might have hurt himself, did he? Or
Got to check the studs.
Got the Asics Kayanos on instead of the spikes.
Julius Amalos. Probably wearing the Preston White. No, he's probably wearing the Armanis. Got to take them off.
Yeah, it's not like making the highlight reel this far. This is the blooper reel.
I think he's just tripped over his toes.
He's just probably lucky that happened just after his first step because if it happened a few further down, he would have been in a bit of trouble there. Khan comes in again.
Khan, the Lanky Khan. That's a foolish ball. Finds the middle of the bat. Yep.
Well
fielded.
I mean, good energy from the Dolphins in this first 6 and a bit overs. They've been busy in the field. But, geez, Khan's been consistent, hitting that top of off.
Hasn't wavered, has he? Not that he's been put under much pressure from the batsman, but he's just hit that length, that back of a length, and 1 for 5 off 2 and a bit.
Damien McKenzie, we talk about batting partnerships, and I don't want to go down the same avenue, but bowling partnership, this partnership at the moment is solid. Both ends are supporting each other, and they lift each other, pitch it up. Both of them are doing it. As we see Brown beforehand, now Khan.
Good field placement. Yeah, I said earlier, and I've said it forever. Casper, Mike Kastovich and Andy Bicker were big on it. Joey Dawes, your first 2 balls and your last 2 balls of every over, especially in one-day cricket, more so in T20 cricket. The last ball of the last over went for 6. If the young fella goes for 6 or 2 sixes, all of a sudden you're 12, 18. This game can get away from you really quick at 20 and over. So he's done so well here, 2 off the first 3 balls.
4 men are out after the power play. Khan again finds the middle of Rowley's bat. Have they gone too early? With the 4 men out, Damien McKenzie, would you have kept the foot on the throat, especially the way Khan's bowling?
A little bit,
yeah.
Especially with they've obviously Preston White's been there for a bit, but Rowley's only faced 5 balls, so a little bit surprised.
Yeah,
and he's bowled well.
Probably the only position you'd change is maybe the mid-on and go let's see if they hit it over mid-on and have him up and not give away the single and challenge him. But it is a fast and small field, so you can understand. Good bit of fielding.
Even the fine leg, he's bowled back of a length for 3 overs. I think probably, backing him a little bit and not. You probably don't need the guy deep fine leg. If he wants to walk across and flick one down there.
Does that mess with your head, Damien, when the fieldsmen are pushed down? You probably didn't play a lot of T20 like they do now, but if you've been bowling well and all of a sudden you come to the next ball and they drop plays back and you haven't done anything wrong.
Well, they've
mess with your head.
They've done a change now. Finally, it's come up, but they've pushed mid off back and.
Different field for Preston White. He's been out there, 4 overs. So you put your 2 guys straight back.
We're just trying to look after our bowlers. Khan again comes in. That one is slashed to that player that's been moved back, so that single would have been cut off.
Yeah, and at 3 for 30, 3 for 40, you want to bomb one over. Deep mid on, deep mid off, go for it.
Good over.
But to your point, John, it was quite hard to mess with my head when I bowled. The captain would set the field and I'd run in and bowl. And
it's a crazy place in there, isn't it?
Look up and go, oh, I didn't know that guy was out there. But a great over, 3 off the over. He's bowled so well. I hope they give him one more. They might save him for later, but I'd probably bowl him out, to be honest. No point saving one at the death. He looks to be. I've not seen him bowl obviously much, but he looks to bowl that back of a length. Yeah. I don't know what his end game's like with bowling Yorkers at the death, but at what's he taking, 1 for 10 or something? I'd probably just bowl him out, to be honest.
Yeah, why would? Yeah, I don't know. They're fitter these days, Damien. But I could never bowl just a 1 over spell. I don't know. It takes too long to get into a rhythm. But I can remember always just playing 10 overs. I prefer just to bowl the 10 straight out in 50 over games because I just couldn't come back. That was late in my career as well. But
yeah,
they're fitter these days.
They're a lot fitter these days. They play so much cricket. I played at 100 kilos, 102 kilos, so it was always tough to come back at the end of the day.
I thought you'd lost some weight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another chance. It's a hard hit one. There was a couple of back to the bowl. I think Wisniewski put one down, but that was hit hard. Replay that one. This might be Brown's first game in the one side. He's with a few of the BBL players unavailable. Had to pull a few guys up, but
just hit hard.
Got to just stick those ones sometimes.
Brown again, left arm over. That's page 4 of the batting textbook, the French cut.
I'm surprised he's going so hard. He's got an easy single pretty much anywhere down the ground, from anywhere front of square to mid on. He's got, can easily take a single. I just think they just need another 4 or 5 overs to bunker down. 4 for 40 or 5 for 40 here. We're at the Albion Park Trots by the first, if there's one. 11:30.
I can see Rowley probably thinking that same as that 6, like walk across here and flick again. He might.
Brown again.
It's a lovely shot. It's a lovely shot. Bit of work for the deep mid-off.
That's
Oh!
four. I reckon that's four.
Oh, he's touched the rope. Lovely shot. Classy cover drive.
Toombul boys are giving it to him.
Just think that guy at deep, right where he's going to go back to, maybe cover point. He probably needs to be at deep cover. He's not going to play a crossbat square cut. I think he needs to be another
Square.
40.
Yeah, he's square there.
Another 40 straighter for that shot.
Bit of pressure on Brown.
Oh, just good
He's
shot.
missed.
But again, that misses that fielder. That's four. He's too square. Was that a no ball there? Did we miss a?
I think that might have been the
No,
crowd.
I think it was just Umpy singling 2 to go. Had the arm out, so 6 off this one, and 2 balls left. As Dave McKenzie talked about, these are the 2 very important balls. Wants to close out, take 2 singles and be happy with that.
Brown again. That's uppish, but nobody there. That'll go too deep mid-off for just a single.
That's all they need. 7 off the over. If he can, be looking for a single here, unless he gets a waist high full toss, take the 8 off the over and move on to the 9th.
Rowley on strike. Probably not saying Preston White's hogging the strike, but that's a good single to. I think Rowley needs to stay and White needs to be the aggressor eventually, but not straight away, as Damien McKenzie suggests. Just stay there for the 12 over mark. That's a late cut that's gone straight to backward point for no run.
Is that
That's
square
the
cut?
end of the over. Yeah.
Square cut I was talking about that no one was going to play.
Good over.
Yeah, that's all they need, the Toombul boys. If they can tick over it, as I said, 6 to 9, maybe 10 and over for another 4 or 5. They get up towards 100, 110, 120. Give them 4 overs to launch, post 150, 170. Preston White could go big. All of a sudden, they're in the game if they bowl well, they start well, and they've given the young fella a rest.
Yeah. But how would you be
This is
coming?
Hope Shackley.
Yeah. You'd be happy, Hope Shackley. He's been given the keys to the car, and it's humming along very nicely, isn't he? It's a great position for him to come into the attack with the Bulls in trouble.
He bustles in and as he comes into to White here, he likes to bowl quite a heavy sort of short ball in the 2-day cricket. He often comes in and bowls round the wicket to righties and targets back of a length and short and challenge the bowlers. He's got a quick arm action and not the longest of run-ups, but interesting with similar tactics with the white ball. He got the coverage at deep square and deep point. Well, yep, he's
Pulls that one over, fine leg, and that'll go 1 bounce over the fence, 4 runs. Too short, Hope Shackley.
Yeah, don't mind it. I mean,
No.
he's got now that they can have 2 back. No one's bowled a short ball all day. He's got a bit of pace. I didn't know he had that much pace about him, but
It is a longer boundary he's bowling to for that short
Yeah.
ball, so if you're going to do it, it's from this end.
absolutely. And as I said, he's got 2 back, so I don't have an issue with him having a look.
And David, that could have gone anywhere.
it
It wasn't.
could have.
It
It
didn't
was
go where it was
top
supposed to
edge.
go for a start.
Yeah, I'd give him another one.
Attaboy, Hope Shackley again. That's a shortish ball, but it's a late cut down the 3rd man for a single. Is there any talk, Michael, of putting any mesh over that tree down there? I've seen a lot of people in the firing line from in Cow Corner that have just struggled to see where the ball's coming through those branches. It's a death trap.
I think if you're sitting there, you got to be ready to
sign a
catch one.
waiver?
You got to be ready to catch one or get out of the way of one. So
Anyone's ever going to
great access over there though.
It's
As
terrific.
Hope Shackley comes in to Rowley.
Probably the
Straight
disappointing thing without Lynn and Bryant, the guy, you wouldn't get that close to the action to see Linny and Maxi Bryant up close. Like it is, the scorer was saying earlier that there's some 1-day games and some Shield cricket here later in the year. Like what a better place to come watch some
It's a great place.
first class cricket.
there. You feel very close here.
Yeah,
When it's renovated, it'll be absolutely outstanding. But those trees wouldn't even come into the frame with Lynn and company. That's a shortish ball into the ribs, pushes down out of the
Run
gun.
hard here, run hard.
Think about 2 that look at each other.
Good work, good cricket.
Too easy.
as I said, it's a bigger part of the ground there. They probably can sneak 2 behind square. There's no one there. The guys are on the boundary. So, but yeah, no, I don't think there's a ground in the world big enough for Linny. When he gets going, God, I'd be playing the hamstring card or the calf card. And sorry, skipper, I can't bowl at the moment. But as soon as he's out, I'm back.
Yeah, you win the toss and you send him in. Why would you do that?
No.
Again, he comes in as Hope Shapley again. That's a swing and a miss. Straight into the gloves. Strike one.
In his 4 fixtures in the
What
T20
other sums
comp,
there, Bridie?
he got 48 sixes.
What, 500 plus runs?
Oh,
What do you mean close to
he got
600?
300s and he got like a 30 in the other game, so yeah, just missed out with 30.
They were 150, the 3 of them, weren't they?
Yeah.
One was 110 maybe.
He was whacking them.
We saw some whacking yesterday from Grace Harris as well.
Oh, run out, hit him.
What moves?
He was off on his run pretty quickly there.
Yeah. So
Was,
there's been a few big names in the T20 fixtures. Obviously, Lynn and Bryant were some stars, but there was a lot of good contributions. The game which sort of stands out for me was when Toombul chased 245 against Redlands, and that was the game where Lynn didn't necessarily fire. It was May Renshaw with 90 odd off about 35 balls, and Preston White with the sort of finishing innings. I think he got about 65 or 28, and chased it down easily. Never thought he'd chase 245 down easily, but I think they did with a couple of overs to spare.
And that's the same thing yesterday in the women's final. You would have thought any total of 200 you'd run down. That's a winning total, but it wasn't enough yesterday.
Yeah, I think when Beth Moody's at the crease, you've probably got a few concerns of the number 1 T20 batter in the world, and gave it a good crack to Grace Harris's and Annie Wickman's 240 odd score for Western Suburbs. So
Grant has a change of bowler at the southern end.
So bit of spin here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's spin at both ends soonish with Hugo Burn.
Is he an offie?
Left arm offie this one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so he's bowling, spinning away from him. Quickish ball right in the block hole. Good start.
But it's a game that, I said earlier, you can go at 15, 20 and over. You look at the Heat game the other night. Was it Sam's?
Sam's, yeah.
Got 60 odd off
25
balls.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, game's over. It's not a good game to be a bowler.
Matty Grant again, and that one's pushed through square leg. They'll push for 2, but no, just take the 1.
Really good intent from Rowley in this innings. He's played nice conventional shots, a couple of good cover drives, the flick off his legs, and he's run well. So good to have him back and playing for Toombul and showing some really good experience here in a big game.
Grant again, he's got a deep extra cover, a deep mid wicket. That one's going to find deep mid on and a deep mid off.
That's all they need.
Fields.
I said Toombul, I think it was 9 off the last over, 7 or 8 off the one before that. If they can, tick out another 6 or 7 off this over, all of a sudden they've got 30 off 3. It'll give them a bit of a launch pattern.
It's
going
to be some work for the deep cover point.
Take 2. Lovely outfield that you can slide around here.
There's not too many excuses when you're here.
No.
Can't be. Got a bad bounce.
Yeah. That's it. All the sun in your eyes. It's a bit cloudy, but still looking a treat, isn't it? Grant again comes in. That one's a foolish ball. Fields his own pill. But it's great. Grace Harris yesterday, I can remember her hitting a 6 and we're calling, and she was disappointed because Jodie Fields came out and played a cover drive like you wouldn't believe. She said, I wish I could play that shot. That's gone for 6. That might, gone to deep mid on, 1 run. And she said, I'd love to be able to play that, but horses for courses, but I just loving Preston Wright and Crowley square drives and cover drives. It's beautiful to watch. It's
been relatively risk-free the last 4 overs. I don't think Lenny will mind me saying this, but I saw him at the Cricketers Club the first game of last year, and I think they lost 4 or 5 for not many, and I said, mate, do you ever take the foot off the throat and think we should bat to over 10 or over 15? And Lenny said, no, we back ourselves. So, mate, I get it. I played the game.
Yeah.
Bat 4 or 5 for 20, and he said, no, we keep going. Fair enough. These guys have done it really well. They've put on, 30, 35, relatively risk-free.
I think it's just that the last chance was that drop catch by the keeper. Hickley might be the only blemish in this partnership.
But Hugo Burton, change of bowler here.
It's from the northern end here at Allan Border. That's a late cut. That's beat the
Gonna
infield
be a test
and the outfield.
Yep.
Look at that outfield.
Jeez, he's pierced the field there.
Tough fielding spot out there because you don't know whether to have someone at point or cover.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of gone in between. They've gone, oh, we'll put someone at cover point and hopefully can cover both. But, I said that's a 55 metre hit out there.
Bit of pace from Burton. He's sort of a bouncy leggy.
Oh, is that?
Drop that.
Don't know.
The bowlers.
Don't seem too despaired by that, but nonetheless, it's got him thinking.
Yeah, fair bit of overspin from Burton. Sort of a bit of a Kumble sort of S. Bounces in and gets a good bit of top spin.
Rally.
Ooh,
Pretty high in there, but probably down the leg side as well, based on the keeper. But if you just see how the spin goes from the Dolphins. But yeah, to Damien's point, like, it's been good for me. They just need to give the Toombul a bit of time, take the game a bit deeper.
Found the player at wide mid wicket for
he's
one.
got to be careful there too. It's a big hit out there, and they got 2 blokes down there, so he'd want to get a hold of that if he goes again.
Yeah, high and down leg that LB shout. As Burton comes in.
Well bowled.
Well bowled, well kept. It's a nightmare behind the stumps at the moment for Burton.
So aside from that first ball, it's been a pretty quality over from Burton. He's bounced back and
You're allowed that loosener,
Yeah.
but only one, unfortunately, in T20. You get 2 and you're in trouble.
looks to get a good bit of bounce, and White's tried to cut him, and aside from that first ball, found it a bit difficult. So trying to close out here, Burton. Drag that short.
He's lucky to get away with that.
Might be a wide too.
It's going to run away a bit. They're going to come back for 3. No, it's 2. So
Boys.
it was a wide, I think. Yeah, so they've got to bowl it again. So even more pressure on closing out this over.
Damien McKenzie spot on the last 2 balls against the first 4, but people don't remember the last 2.
Well, and that's
Especially for bowling the other end.
That's cost him 3, and he's got to bowl another one.
Preston White waiting for him. Pulls that.
I see the Toombul faithful are trying to catch my eye over there, walking. There's about 8 schooners going up towards Ray Lindwell Oval there. I'll just shut these windows, I
It's
think.
good to see the cutting back. End of the over. This is the T20 Kookaburra final between the Toombul Bulls and the Gold Coast Dolphins. Michael Wright, Damien McKenzie on the call here. We're in the commentary box. It's still pretty warm. I'm not really sure whether there's any hydroponics up above us in the ceiling at all, but it's certainly warm even where we are. It could be stifling out in the middle, but at the moment, the Dolphins, who got away to a fly, taking 3 quick early wickets, have seen the Toombul side fight their way back through Preston White and Tom Rowley.
Yeah, these 2 have played well. Rowley's got the 24 off 20. I think he was maybe 7 off 12 or 7 off 15. So he's caught Preston White.
Left arm over. That one's
shots.
It's going to
smashed.
put it, mate, 2. Good movement from the outfielder there, but it's a good throw.
He's going to have to go. Has he injured himself there?
He's grabbing the hammy, isn't he?
Sniper might have got him.
One short from Preston White.
Pete Bowen getting
Peter
in the
Bowen,
game.
he's in the action. Pete
One
does
shot.
like to do the Macarena as well, so you've got to be careful.
Just didn't get over the line there, Preston White. Just to hope it doesn't come to that costly. And another. There's been a few caught and bowl chances today.
They've gone like a
Hard
ball,
ones, but
Yeah, he gives him a whack. They might chance their arm a little bit here. They might have had a
Slowies?
chat and said Preston White might have said, Oliver, he looks either buggered or he's injured his calf or a hamstring, or
Could be cramped too.
yeah,
obviously
could be those schooners on the hill too.
Comes out.
There you go.
that's a lovely
Great
shot.
shot.
That is a lovely shot.
That is the shot of the morning. That's a lovely shot through extra cover. Uses his feet nicely and smack to the fence. How good.
You could put that bloke 40 straighter, as I've been saying, he still wouldn't have got that.
Yeah, that
Wow,
raced away on the deck. But just a good cricket shot. Good
Great.
good intent, good footwork, and on the ground.
Somewhat premeditated. Turn that half volley into a drivable ball. And that one's gone for 6 through the flags. It goes.
It's straight through the middle of the flags.
Well,
Yeah,
from grace to aggression.
I think they might have had a chat and said, all right, they're both set.
Yep.
Let's have a bit of a dip here and see what happens. So, nearly the 12th over. If these 2 stay around for another 4 or 5 overs, all of a sudden 150, 180's back on the cards.
Just good smart cricket that, like, came down the wicket and played through the offside. You probably think the bowler's going to go for something a bit, fuller and quicker, and he got himself in position for a great sweep shot there. So just good smart cricket.
How does he come back from this one? He's the pitcher right up. Pushes it in. That's 4 more.
Shot. I didn't think he was going to throw it up.
Big over this. 1 ball to come still. Yeah. Really big over from Toombul.
16 off the over.
Ouch.
Yeah, I keep saying it. It's a game that can turn really quick.
What's
this
Grant
goes
got?
for 4 or 6.
That's big.
Great shot.
That is really big.
That's huge. That's landed in one of Damien Kenzie's Ascot houses background. That's huge.
One's a big white one on top of the
big
hill
white
up
one. That's it up there.
Yeah.
It's got all the cobwebs on. You don't use it much.
No, it's my rental.
It's a rental.
Huge over from Toombul, that.
Yeah.
Started well with 2 singles, but 4-6, 4-6.
22 off the over. That's the boundary. They got to go.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder if Damien, you might be right. He's got a calf muscle. And said, no more running. We might just put it over the fence. But
yeah.
I think it's a little bit of cramp.
I think if they go, this end that they're bowling from now, try and pick their 6 to 10 and over, 6 to 8 and over, and then launch it 10 to 15, or as that one was 22. Maybe that's the way they're going to look to play, because it is a big hit out here. So maybe that's the plan now, to get what they can off these overs and go hard at the other one.
Well, the breeze, yeah. Sorry,
the shot I wouldn't be surprised if White tries is maybe inside out of a cover here, see if he can take that short boundary on.
That one's
hit
down
that.
to 1. Catch! Caught!
That's not good cricket.
And he takes the catch down the deep there as Palombo. And they lose their 4th wicket just as the Bulls are starting to make the charge. The Dolphins hit back. They've taken on the longest boundaries Damien McKenzie suggested, but it wasn't far enough.
Yeah, as I said, I think they just needed to get another 2 overs together, and then they could probably have a go at that shot. But disappointing.
I think you're right.
That was probably the ball to put over cover, the wide fully.
But I think you're probably right, Damien. From this end, play your 1s and 2s around, then obviously the other end take on the short boundary.
Well, you can get it. You can get it risk free as well. You take 6 to 10 and over, and then it puts the pressure back on the Gold Coast captain to bring deep square or deep mid wicket up to make you play that shot. So I think he might get back and throw a helmet or throw a bat and be a little bit disappointed there. But yeah, if he would have lasted another 2 overs, but they batted well. He batted really well.
Yeah, Preston White 29 off 37 balls, 3 boundaries in that one.
We've got Chris Knight come in, and he can definitely give it a whack. So famous for closing a Valley's first grade 1-day premiership here with a 6 well over the grandstand here to win in the 2nd or 3rd last ball of a game, 9 down. So he's got some good memories here from a batting point of view. So there's a bit of power from both ends, and obviously Rowley's going well here for Toombul.
His old man's a club stalwart as well.
Yep.
Used to give him a whack. Didn't mind a bit of lip. Old Nighty.
Did he get some bat on that? It's going to be yes, he did.
Yeah, a little under edge, I think maybe. Yeah.
They were a tough club back in the days with Nighty and Gav Fitness, and there's a few boys there that was always a tough place to play cricket.
That was you had to wait for that slow ball. Yeah, they don't get much more aggressive than Gavin Fitness.
Yeah, sorry.
He's an angry little man.
Fatty was at stand. Yeah, he's a good bloke. But
he's a great bloke, but geez, I wouldn't want to upset him.
Oh,
Skies that one over. Chance at backward point. Great catch in the end. Made it look pretty hard at the death, but he's taken the catch, and again, Toombul are in all sorts of trouble. The Finns are going nuts.
The camera got the Jack Hargreaves dance cam then. He's had a big game in the field and also with the moves, but
didn't need that rally, did he? Just needed to keep knocking him around and let Nighty get set, and well bowled, threw it up.
Yeah, whilst with a lot of sort of overspin, he does seem to take a bit of pace off Burden and challenge the batter, and this wasn't there. Probably that's the shot with a bit of footwork. He can go through the ball, but sort of stayed on the crease there. And huge over.
Yeah, 2 new batters now too.
Just shows you how it can change. One over 24, and the next one's 2 for. both set batters out here, so it's going to have to be a bit of a readjustment for Toombul, and same thing. These two probably got to give themselves a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'd probably, if I was the captain here,
Get a slip in or something, catching cover or something.
I'd probably bring mid-on and mid-off up.
Yeah.
Potentially
So
the
you wanna
guy at
keep
square,
going?
yeah, and try and 2 more dots here. I wouldn't be giving them too many easy singles to get going.
Well, they're 2 new batsmen at the
Yeah.
crease, aren't they? Oops, forgot the ball.
False start.
Yeah, go for the throat, as Chris Lynn says. Comes in from the northern end, breeze over his shoulder. See you later.
That's not what he was hoping for.
Well, that's a welcome to the crease, isn't it? It's an early Christmas
I
present.
think that might have been really missed wronging, like as in from up here, it looked like he went for the wronging and just into the pitch and would have turned right into the arc of Chris Knight.
They're the ones when you see coming down going, oh, I'm going to this so hard. You generally hit it to deep square leg or...
Yeah, that looked like a bit of wrong.
Yeah, he cashed in there. Yeah, these guys can... What's that, 13 overs?
Yeah, 13
If these guys can, give themselves 3 overs, 4 overs, try and get it to 130, 120.
Certainly got
Still
to
could
bat the
post
20.
150, 160.
Bat the 20 though, Damien.
You got to get the 20.
Do they bat deep, Michael Wright?
I think they've all got a bit of power. Like
Yep.
so, as I said, Chris Knight, good hitter. Dan Kranich, very strong through cover and cover point, like sort of like go inside out. Got a bit of video footage of him like sort of slicing sort of cut shots for 6 over third man and points. So, he's been playing second grade for Toombul this year as their captain, and he's been taking wickets and making runs. So, very good, experienced player, and definitely can hold the stick. So, Gold Coast got to make sure they keep on their standards and close out and give themselves a score which they can back themselves to chase.
Mucking around with mid-on going up and back here, I'd keep them both up.
Cole was in this. He comes back into the attack while he's third over from the southern end. Charges in, steamy conditions. Swing and a miss straight into the keeper's gloves.
If they could pinch 3 dots with mid-on and mid-off up, even 4 dots with mid-on and mid-off up, maybe then you could drop them back. But I just think 2 new batters at the crease, face 4 balls combined, I'd be chancing my arm here, and they've got 3 guys back on the leg side for that short ball, which I don't think matters anyway. They probably need to be another 40 back onto Ray Linwell. But I'd try and pinch 4 dot balls here with mid-on and mid-off up.
Kranich bashes that straight back over the bowler's head.
It's
4
all right.
runs.
It's a risky shot.
I said, I think he likes to stay leg side and give himself a bit of room. That front foot usually goes sort of away the leg and likes to sort of slice them, cover and point and stuff like that. And there's a fair bit of that in that shot. So
I wouldn't be too unhappy as a bowler, but he's faced 2 balls
yeah,
and played that shot. They're putting them back.
yeah.
I'd keep him up.
Just mentioned Tom Growley's innings 46 off 27, 4 fours and 3 huge sixes. Although huge, shortish boundary, but at most grounds it would have been 6 anyway. Wisniewski again. Foolish ball. That's gone high. That's a chance in the deep here. They're coming around. 1 bounce, and that will be 4 runs. Well, it plugged a little bit and went through.
Probably could have got down a bit lower there.
Yeah.
I think that might have been Cooper there. He probably could have didn't quite sit up like he thought he would, and I think he's been getting the move. He's been moved to the infield, and Hargreaves is going to deep mid off. So
The old hamstrings.
I would have busted both of them, Damien.
Yeah, I wouldn't be diving either.
Yes, that was 4 every second.
But he can't get carried away here, Kranich. He's got 8 off 3. I'd probably just be trying to close out the over, and
Has he been told to go for it, do you think?
I'd like to think not. With 6 and a bit overs to go, 5 wickets down.
Kranich pulls away there as the field's changed. The square leg comes
That's
up next to the umpire.
a bit of a brutal little exchange there as Wisniewski comes in after this ball.
Steps back into his crease there and has to reach for it.
Pretty sure that they made Jack Cooper go from deep mid off to short backward square and run across the field between the second and third ball. It was like that. We want someone else at deep mid off,
Bit of gamemanship. But yeah.
which is fair. Like in T20, you got to have your best fielders in the hot spots. Like you'll see a lot in the BBL. There'll be a deep mid off specialist who will go deep mid off to deep mid off, and they cover the Ks. But it makes a big difference. You can't just have someone go to a position because they're nearby the over before that. You got to have your best fielders in the important spots in T20 cricket.
He starts his run up from on the edge of the circle. That one's gone straight through to the keeper. He's trying to slash through backward point.
I don't like it. I don't think he needs to keep going hard. He's got his 8 off the over. He's potentially missed two singles there, trying to play big shots.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's trying to hit a 4 and a 6.
It was premeditated, that one, wasn't it? I mean, he didn't use his feet there, and he's got some good shots.
And he could have just hit it through cover. Yeah. But I just think as I said, he missed 2 dots there. You get 10 off the over, get down the other end. But they're probably trying to go that short boundary too, I guess.
Last ball from Wisniewski. Goes for a walk, and he misses that one as well. So that's the end of the over, and
not too bad. He clawed it back.
Had everything.
Yeah, 8 off the over.
At this stage of the innings, Gold Coast probably take that with the couple of boundaries. So I think a good example there, those last few balls, and in comparison to sort of the Rowley innings, that actually keeping your shape and playing good shots from a solid base, you'll get the value here on this field. Sometimes just trying to whack it.
Yeah.
Your head's moving, you lose a bit of shape, and can be quite difficult. But
I think the lure of that short boundary is really getting them. It wouldn't be 55, 60 metres, so it's the lure from that end would be to donk one over.
Skipper Hugo Burden continues from the northern end. That's way too high.
You'd be stiff if you got given out to
Yeah,
that.
I was going to say. I was just talking about the breeze there. It's from top left to bottom right of your screen. So it's
he's a big man, Knight, and as we said, Burden gets a fair bit of bounce. He's pretty tall himself, and above the knee roll, and almost the top of the pad. And
you get given out there, you're missing a game or two through suspension, I think.
Knight swings across the line, and Burden beats him.
Bowled very well, Burden, very well.
But he's trying to, practicing that shot. I don't get it. That's easier.
It's a long boundary. You're right.
90 metre, 95 metre hit. There's 2 blokes back there.
It's along the.
Hit it through cover.
But if you drop one, there's 2 runs.
Yeah.
Just inside the circle. He comes in again, Burden. That one, there's a swing and a miss again. That's going to go down. Leg side might have been a
off the arm or something.
Leg by. Signalled.
Might have come with the forearm, something like that. It's been a good spell from Burden. Obviously, the double breakthrough and then over to just get rid of the 2 set batters, but doing a great job here.
It's almost like rope-a-dope at the moment. They're just taking the punishment and not getting through. Again, Burden, that's a foolish ball. That's going to be hit down to the deep, and there should be one bounce, and it's fielded by
Palumbo, I think.
Palumbo down the deep. Yep.
Good arm, very good arm. He made the Preston White catch look rather comfortable. It was hit hard and flat, and he covered good ground and took it easy out there. So they've got the right fielders.
Knight pulls that one behind square. So another single. It's more like a bat on ball, Damien.
Yeah, I keep saying that this end, that if you can get 6 and over, 8 and over, then take it. They've probably got another over or 2. They'll have a crack at the next over that short boundary, but maybe one more over, getting 6 and 8 and over from this end.
Burden again. That one's
it's well bowled.
French cut to the fine leg inside the circle.
He almost looks like he takes a lot of pace off it, and it almost like speeds off the wicket because of his height. It sort of kicks on, because a lot of, aside from that first ball he bowled, which was cut for 4 by I think White, a fair few hours ago, no one's been able to play him off the back foot with much ease. Definitely sort of just speeds on a bit high there.
He's very Toombul-ish, isn't he? You said earlier. But the other thing too, if they bat another over, I reckon they'll have a go at this short boundary. Bat one more over from the other end, it's 6 to 8 and over. You're not going to get bowled out. You've got 5 wickets in the shed, 3 overs, 2 overs to go. They can just load up.
It'd be interesting to see so Cranage definitely favoured the offside the last over from this end, and sort of backed away and try to sort of slice it. It'd be interesting where he sort of wants to get inside of it and go to that short side. He was sort of more going to leg and trying to hit to the bigger boundary.
Yeah,
we'll see if he thinks that Wisniewski's going to bowl wide and actually go across his stumps.
Full and wide.
Wisniewski charges in again. This one has been deja vu from the last 2 balls he's over. It's a wide call. We're a deep third man. We can't really see how wide that one, but Peter Nolan's right there.
Looked like it might have crossed the line, but all the years that cricket's been around, it's always been a batsman's game. Us poor fast bowlers don't really cop a break.
I think the bowler might have, he was asking before the over, probably around, because the batter does seem to be backing away. Obviously that changes some things if it's a deliberate movement away. But
Yeah, Peter Nolan's.
Boland.
Bowling ambitions, though.
That's well bowled.
I'm thinking of the Nolan sisters.
Really well bowled.
I'm pretty confident Knight will be looking to go leg side here. I think that sort of over mid wickets head, wide mid on, big long levers. If he gets anything with a bit back of a length, I think he'll be looking to take it.
And it's a miss hit. You're pretty stiff if you get caught out there. You miss hit it for 6. You'll probably get caught. Well bowled.
That's a chance in the deep.
Oh, he missed that. Yeah, he went sort of back off the first movement and didn't get all of it, so he had to come in. So can happen that didn't read it off the bat and sort of went sideways instead of in. But
they're a bit unforgiving, that Toombul bunch, aren't they? Gee, they give it to him.
I got to when you lost 3 wickets in the power play, you need some home field support. Obviously the bit easier to get here than the Gold Coast for the supporter crew, so you'd expect Toombul to have a few more here than Gold Coast.
Gold Coast, both sides in the finals today. That one's gone over third man. That'll spin into the hands of Khan down here at deep third man. Just a single.
Speaking of him, when do you use his 4th over, Damien? Do you try and stall them now, or do you leave it for like the 19th or 20th?
Yeah, I'd definitely have him bowling from the brothers' end, make him hit towards that big boundary. But he's going to have to bowl. He bowled so well the first 3 overs. Yeah, geez, the way he bowled, you'd probably save him for the last, wouldn't you? But he's bowled well. Kyle, this over so far, close out these last couple of balls.
Wisniewski again.
Well bowled.
Yeah, right in the block hold. They'll just get a single, square leg, mid wicket.
Very intimidating as a bowler, bowling now, but especially to that short boundary, running into to know that he can miss hit you for 6. But he's executed really, really well.
So we've got a deep mid wicket, long on and long off a back. Long on's a little bit squarer. Deep extra cover, and I think there's the third man down just in front of us. Wisniewski comes in.
Across his stumps here.
Got all of that. All of that. It's going down towards deep extra cover. Great attempt there. It may go for 4, but he recovers. That's good cricket everywhere.
Old Jack Cooper move is a good move.
Yeah.
I don't think the big fella would have got down to that.
Yeah, he covered a lot of territory.
He did.
It's Hope Shackley, was it?
No, it can't. It says, is it 5?
Might be Scott Pem, Palumbo, number 6.
Palumbo, I thought he's down here, but maybe he's switched.
Covered a lot of territory.
Yeah.
A good dive, it would have been an absolute screen if he called that. Wisniewski to close out here. Maybe a little slow ball. One of the first ones we've probably seen. There haven't been too many slow balls.
Not many slow balls, not many bumpers.
One of each, I'd say.
Good over.
It was a lot off it. It was definitely a big change in speeds. But yeah, hadn't seen many of them in our from a quick point of view.
I think you might have been right. Might have been Palumbo because he was.
Yeah, he's coming to deep wicket. It was Palumbo. Yeah.
Dark blue numbers on a blue shirt. It's a bit hard to pick up.
Yeah.
White would
really
be
well
nice.
fielded.
But he definitely seems to be their hotspot outfielder with a deep mid wicket to the spinners and deep mid off to the quicks. So it just shows that many ways to impact the game.
It's a gutsy shot off middle.
Aside from that first 4 they cut off him, they haven't had much success on the cut shot to Hugo Burden.
Yeah, Burden 3 overs, 2 for 18. This is his final over.
Don't mind that. It's actually it's probably going to go over the stumps. He premeditate, get inside of it, try and lift it over short, fine leg. Not the worst idea. Just didn't get bad on it.
Burden again. That one's.
That's well bowled.
Yeah, pushes him back.
Yeah, a bit of pace off it.
Yeah.
He's bowled well. He Kranich doesn't know where to hit him, unfortunately. Maybe pull out the reverse sweep or something.
Well, Burden's bowling to his field, isn't he?
He is,
Damien?
yeah.
No one. I know. We talked about his pace. The more he hurries off the deck, but no one's charged him. until then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But he didn't get all of it, and it's gone to final league. But I was just going to say before that shot, the field placement's interesting. He's got backward point, and he had a wide gully. So it wasn't a lot of...
he's got two.
He's going to put him back there. Now, you watch. I'm not sure if he can...
Yeah, no, he's been bowling there and asking him to cut, and it's been quite hard to get that shot away.
Hits across the line there, and then I'll go to
Colombo,
Alambo.
yep.
Down the deep. There's the one. But
Good over again.
nothing more a captain can ask for his fielder than to... or his bowler, and he is a bowler, is to bowl to his field.
If he gets away with a 2 or a 3 run over in the 17th,
Yeah,
it's
Crazy. That one's
that's
gone
be
deep.
Catch. No, the
Too square,
yeah.
that's
Checked.
Oh,
That,
I
nice.
think he saved that
I
one.
reckon he might have got that.
They're going to come back. They only ran the 2.
There was some good approach backspin on that
There
shot.
was.
There was ends up next to the pin.
60 degree and looked like it even spun backwards.
Yeah.
You're going to have a look.
No third up.
No, third up, oh. Stooged himself 2 runs, I think.
No, Khan sort of gave up on it and sort of spin back and thought a bit of go. But yeah, the mid on was a bit squarer. So
Yeah. Well, they can launch now, I think. I don't think they're going to get bowled out with 5 wickets remaining.
Damien, the kiss.
Yeah.
Commentators.
Well,
Good little commentator's curse
I
there.
backed the Gold Coast earlier. I messaged Sportsbet. They wrote me a market, and we're on.
How many CEOs from Sportsbet's kids have you put through college? Damien?
Yeah, probably be a few.
Quite
over
a
the
few.
years. Yeah, well, the era I played in.
You'd have a direct line, wouldn't you?
There was a lot of mad punters when I played, so I didn't stand much hope from 17, 18 years old. So
it's like they brought Khan on from the
Southern end.
they
yeah,
switched him. Yeah,
yeah, tough end to bowl from.
bowling his last.
Here he comes. See what he can do. The destroyer earlier on. That's gone
well
straight
bowled.
through to the keeper.
Take 5 of them. Another 5 of them.
Yeah, I think I feel like he'll back his Yorkers. I remember talking earlier. That was sort of the story which came from his under-19 nationals, that he bowled well at the death and he actually batted well at the death and had a bit of power. So I think he's going to back his Yorkers in. I reckon he might have like a sort of leg cutter, sort of slow ball as well. Roll his fingers over one.
Can't again. Foolish ball straight down to mid on.
Get 2.
They'll push, but only the one.
And then walks out and opens the batting.
Yeah.
That's a throw, isn't it?
Gun for hire in the T20
Yeah.
around the world. Why wouldn't you these days? Make some cash. Once all this, once the world gets back to normal, the Pakistan leagues and New Zealand and the Caribbean League, go and have a game with the Universal Boss in Jamaica. And
Well, Chris Lynn's a caged line at the moment. He's just pacing up and down trying to get out of this place.
I dare say the assistant coach, James Hopes, will be kicking soccer balls and putting, and he would just be an absolute nightmare at the moment in that hotel room.
Yeah.
He's just, he would be going stir.
He's on red cordial without the water.
Yeah,
Hopesy.
he just can't sit still, Hopesy. He would be climbing up the walls.
Good start here from Khan. Pretty much he's just aiming for that blue line or just inside with a wide Yorker with Cranich sort of backing away or clearing that front leg. If he hits that spot, that's a tough one to reach.
Cranich on 18.
Full
toss. Here's a chance in the deep, and it's going to be taken by Palumbo.
well.
And they lose their 6th wicket, the Toombul Bulls.
That was a slow ball.
Yep.
Low full toss.
They can
See
be-
you later.
They can be tough, those spots.
Yeah. Super impressive, but like I said, he bowled 3 up front, and I was unsure how he bowled at the death, but 2 for 8 off 3.5. He's bowled really well.
Yeah, pretty sure he rolled the fingers over
back,
him.
was it? Straight down his throat.
That's probably the biggest pocket of the field down there. The sort of
We had the wind behind him as well, which is
Yeah, and they got to go. I don't have a problem with it. As I said, they got 4 wickets in the shed, over and a bit to go. They shouldn't get bowled out, so they've really got to try and get 150, 160. We said par would be 220, 240, so they're going to be 60, 70, 80 behind that. Again, come out and bowl well, a couple of quick wickets, but if the Dolphins come out and they're 20 off 2 or 30 off 2, it's going to be tough to reel them back in.
9 on strike, I think.
Yeah, lead cross, can't again press for figures. That's another low full toss. Then I'll find deep mid on. Just the one.
Nearly hit his mate in the middle of the shoulders. on the way
Yeah.
back.
I was going to say, even with the figures of 1 for 10 10 or thereabouts. It's an outstanding performance, but he's got 2 and he deserves it, Carl.
Yeah.
Pretty sort of deliveries to get that wicket, but it's just pressure that he's built. He's built it on his own pretty much.
Especially here, as I said, if we were 10k over the way at the Gabba on a nice green seamer, 2 for 10, you'd probably go, playing at the Gabba. But when you're playing here, it's just a graveyard for bowlers.
The road.
Yeah, in a T20, it's really impressive.
So left-hander on strike here, and Walker has a bit of a look around the field.
One of the youngsters. He's a pretty handy bat. He's made some good contributions this year. So we'll see what he's like in the T20 format.
He needs to see Khan out, and he does. He whips it down behind square leg off the toes.
2.
1. He's a youngster. He's going to push, and he gets 2. Well run.
Yeah, that's a brilliant 4 overs.
Out of the 24 he bowled, that might have been his worst. One straight onto his toes. The last one, but well bowled, Khan.
Yeah, that was really, really impressive.
It's just noticing that ball. It's probably one of the things which Toombul sort of haven't had is a left-right combo. I think that can be massive on this ground where you do have, one side might be stronger than the other, because then you can't sort of choose the bowlers you want. I think Gold Coast, with a lot of right-handers in the Toombul side, were able to sort of, pick a bowler and then go, so Burton bowled at the brothers' end with the big boundary on his leg side, challenge them to play across the line. Likewise, the finger spin at the other end and stuff like that. So, just one of those things where having that left-right can actually be really dangerous here because you just can't really pick an end.
Well, the ball that he bowled then was the perfect ball to the right-hander, but to a left-hander, it's
flick for 2.
Hope Shackley gets a thick edge, and that will go for 4.
Yeah, I think Knight's going to be targeting where we are, sort of wide mid on, and he's going to plant and probably hit to us.
And he's got a bit of extra pace, Hope Shackley, so onto the bat. This is a tough time to bowl.
This is interesting, Damien McKenzie, that there's still 2 overs to go, and he's decided to bowl Khan's last over at the second last over from the southern end. I'm not sure who'll finish that end, but
bowl that other end, to be honest.
Anyway, it worked. What do we know?
I probably would have went.
Good bit of fielding. Did been very crisp in the field.
Hope Shackley's had 3. He could have bowled. Kyle from here and Hope Shackley from the other end. He could have bowled his 2. I've been impressed with Hope Shackley. I didn't realise he had a bit of toe about him. So I don't know. As I said, don't know who'll bowl the other end. But they probably could have done that.
I reckon if it's not this ball, the next ball will be a short one to Ryan Walker. We might guess from Hope Shackley. I reckon he's probably going to try and rush him with something.
Yeah, maybe Hargraves will finish off down there.
They do have the fine leg up, though.
Oh, he was going to go.
Wow, that's a good.
Jeez, he could have had either one of those. Hope Shackley. They've let him off the leash.
This one might be the short one.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be a...
Maybe not with the field, though. With fine leg up and square leg, he'll probably keep it full. But
and that short boundary.
Yeah, he's bowling around the wicket to the left hand. I would have thought he would have gone over to continue to slide it towards this longer boundary. That one's in. Pulled through mid-wicket, 1 bounce. Lovely bit of fielding. Nice commando roll to finish it off. And then an underarm. Oh, lovely cricket everywhere.
Is that Khan again? Or is that, no, Khan's it.
Right in front of the Toombul faithful, too. Yeah. Jumped up, quick schooner, and he's back to his position.
That's a great bit of effort.
That's amazing.
We've come to, we've had a one short, we've had a play like that. It can all add up if this is a tight one.
Young Brown down there, maybe.
Oh, he's
got gone big, and that's gone straight, and 1 bounce 4.
Good shape. He kept his shape there, Walker. Nice.
Head still.
Just through the line.
But since they moved Cooper from that fielding position, they probably saved 6 to 8 runs.
And you got to. That's what you have to be thinking about as a captain here. Like, where's it going to go? Where are my best fielders? Because in games like this, it can come down to a run or 2.
It's Matthew Grant in the deep there.
There you go.
That's gone big, and it's still going.
That's not good bowling.
6 more to the total.
You feel like if you're bowling that ball, you probably got to bowl it from over the wicket. Take the ball away from him. That one just sort of went in.
He needed a bowl of dot there, and that's, as I said, that's a miss hit. 6. You have a dip of that every day. Oh, geez, yeah. Good. Let alone with an over or so to go.
They're 4 back here, haven't they, Toombul? They're going to post a competitive score. It's one of those tricky chases.
He stared it down, Walker. After that, he liked it.
Straight back to the bowler, wasn't
he? Unfortunately, can't really pay it back as a bowler because he's a left-arm Chinaman, Walker, so you'll just have to get the batters out.
The old spinner spray on the fast bowler.
Was a very good shot, very good shot.
Nathan Horrocks.
So who have we got? Is it
Brown, I think. Yeah.
Oh, he bowled quite well.
Yeah. He's done some good Ks in the field, Brown. I think he's sort of come up for this game, so he's kept his nerve.
Left arm over. That
Oh.
was straight through.
That's a killer.
Six, oh, it's a tracer bullet.
Is that a young Toombul bloke? Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, you're not catching them. That was flat
that's
and hard.
There's a lady sort of chatting on the fence there. I hope she was watching because it was like not far off her.
I think Dad's just gone over and said, do not try and catch that again, son.
Round again. The southern end. That one's been swished and it's gone
It was in the slot too.
to his feet.
I will say that the last game Toombul was involved here was very, very low scoring Lord Taverner's final. So it was 2 weekends ago. Toombul were only chasing 121, and at one stage I think they were 1 for 70 and got bowled out for 105. So it could be a sort of tighter game today than some of the high scoring ones we've had in the other matches here.
Walker 14 off 5. Full toss and he finds square leg.
I'd leave it. I wouldn't take it.
Nah.
Yeah. Leave the righty to bash him to that short boundary.
But,
Interesting they brought Brown on when Hargraves had bowled just the one over 1 for 7.
Spin though, I think right arm spin from that end to the short boundary would have been risky. I know he does dart him in Hargreaves, but
and probably the lefty. They were hoping maybe push it across him. But he's gonna
see how he goes, and he's gone high.
It's going to take some catching.
That was in the slot too. That's
Brown's
the bowler caught and bowled, no chance. Didn't get a digit to it. They'll get one, and the faithful give it to him.
The best, I reckon, the best person who would have taken that would have probably been Peter Bowler. Probably in the best position.
They weren't running too far, were they? Everyone was sort of standing back. Yeah. But that was in the slot too.
Pretty sure, like you look at the ball go back to the position. There was 5 people who all had to, like the ball was right in between them, from cover to deep mid wicket, deep mid on, and deep mid off.
Well, at the end of the day, they only got a single, so he'd be pretty
two.
happy.
They ran two.
Oh, they ran 2 while I was in the air. That's how long was it?
Walker's going to do some work.
He's got to go.
See what Palumbo's got.
Oh, go, son. You just run yourself out.
Oh,
no, he hasn't. Hang on.
Oh.
Misses that. Oh, it's circus time here at Allen Border.
That's going to make the season blooper reel, that one.
We've got people flying everywhere, and they're still out there, these 2 batsmen.
We'll need a replay of that.
Which one? Which part do you want?
I reckon the catch in the middle of the wicket. Jack Hargreaves, he's had a great game so far with the ball in the field, but he had all 3 to aim at. And missed it.
Wouldn't hit another set. I just tore my hamstring twice watching that.
He could have run down, actually, and probably challenged and taken him off himself. But anyway, we're still going with Brown again. That one's a full toss. That's in the deep, and that's 6.
Wow, what's that?
Close down.
60.
That's a pretty good total there by the Toombul side. They lost 3 early wickets, and they've come away with it.
Got something.
6 for 160 they end up with. And Knight 32 off 19, and Walker 15 off 8 at the death. And that's pretty impressive there. The Dolphins may be a little bit disappointed in that Damien McKenzie in the end. They had him on the ropes.
Yeah, definitely. That we're talking about them getting bowled out for 36 and rivaling India at one stage. But I still think they're way under par at this ground. You know, you look at the Big Bash games, and 160 to 200 is a decent score. This is a different ground. So I think if you would have given Gold Coast 160 at the start, they probably would have taken it. But they've got to start well. They can't be 3 for 20, 3 for 10. Swanee might talk to them about that, how hard the Toombul boys went early, so they might try and bat 5 overs and play relatively risk-free. But I still think 160, they'd be reasonably happy. Maybe 140, 150, but fair play to Knighty's got 32 off 19 at the death, and Walker 15 off 6, so it's nearly 50 off 25 balls. So
it's going to be, Knight will bowl early, and a lot of momentum from that little cameo there, and I think it's going to be whether Toombul can come out and take a few early ones, and get that sort of momentum, and they've got a good crowd here supporting them. You never know in a final. As I said, both teams are missing their really, really big names, and for some of these players, it's their first game on this field, and as we talked about that Tavs final, that half of it's just the environment and the situation, and staying calm and things like that. So I think it's actually pretty game on. You give yourself a few extra when you're defending, so 160 can be that sort of 170 and in a good spot. So
yeah, as you say, and runs on the board. The Toombul faithful are all dispersing to the bar under us.
We'll go for
I dare say.
a restroom break. We'll have a break ourselves here, and that 161 is the total required to take the title for the Gold Coast Dolphins. 6 for 160 set by Toombul. A lovely recovery. At one point they were 3 for 27, but a lovely partnership between White and Rowley of 64 runs has given a gettable total here in the T20 final between the Bulls and the Finns. Michael Wright, Damien McKenzie, myself, John Devine will have a break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for the second innings. All right, we are back here as the Gold Coast Dolphins take to the centre wicket. Toombul, well, they're in all sorts of trouble. At one point, they were 3 for 27. They were able to post 160. There's John Devine, former Bulls and Redlands and Norths player. Damien McKenzie joins me in the commentary drop. Michael Wright, who's a little bit crippled, is going to get another quarter zone. And hopefully he'll make it back. 160, it's one of those nagging totals, isn't it, Damien? That I know it's Allan Border Field and there's a lot of runs in it, but it's just one of those totals you just don't know.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think Swanee would have spoke to him about, I know there's the power play and all the rest of it, but the first probably 5 overs, I don't reckon they'll go as hard. They'll put away the bad ball, but they might try and set a base and try and be none for 30, none for 35 after 5, maybe 1 down, and go about it quite smartly.
Chris Knight, that's gone high in the sky. That's going towards Cow. That's going to fall short, is it? Or has it gone all the way? Oh, he might have caught that over the fence, did he?
Or he just hit the first ball for 6, so there you go.
Wow.
Heck of a shot. But that, I mean, I said earlier, you miss-hit that boundary. He's definitely miss-hit that, and it's carried for 6. So
that's Cooper.
Yeah, it might be out of the same mould as the brother, old Tommy Cooper. But yeah, fair shot first up.
There's Knight again. Second ball. Where's this one go? And that one's gone into the gloves. Swing and a miss from Cooper.
Yeah, I said it earlier. Nothing replaces a back of the length, top of off, and you want to hit it for 6 or square cut it, then go for it. We saw that. We saw that with the young fella in the first innings, Khan. Bowled beautifully. Back of a length, probably a traditional first class line even, or 50 over line and length, and reap the rewards.
Jack Cooper again puts that one over deep extra cover, 1 bounce. I don't think it'll go there. There's a couple of touches from the Bulls and they'll reel that in. I think about 3, but stick with 2.
You can scrap what I said before the first ball. Swanee said to him, try and get him in 10.
Well,
fair start.
Well, they've probably put him in the right spot, the Bulls, haven't they, to be hit?
Yeah.
Just short of a length.
Wide half volley, and the first one was probably middle and leg, but...
So the 2 men that are out, one is at deep point and the other one's a deep square leg. The only 2 that are out in the power play. Again, that one's short. That's gone through. Caught behind! Peter Boland puts his finger up. The Bulls are happy and the Finns have lost their first.
I think it might have been a slow ball, or... Initially I thought it was going to disappear, but it might have been a slow ball. Caught the bottom edge on the way through.
Yes. Peter Boland had a bit of a think.
Didn't they?
Yeah, it was a disastrous over up until now, and that's just a little edge. Good take in the end, right down the grass.
It might have just been a little under edge, a little off pacer maybe. They needed that, but they just don't want to be, as I said earlier, they don't want to be 2 for 10, 2 for 15, 3 for 30, and have to go about it the hard way. I would really like to see them 1 for 30 after 5 and just go about it properly. They don't need to go. It's only 8 and over. 8 and over here and 8 and over in T20 is nothing.
I wonder if the Oilers go hard when bowling from the southern end, pull in that short boundary and then accumulate at the other end.
Yeah, and I've got no issues with that over 5, 6, 7, 8, once people are set. But they've only faced 3 balls. Yeah, as I said, it's not a big chase when you break it down to runs and over. It's only 8 and over.
Yeah.
One-day cricket, that's a lot. But in T20 cricket, you could get 10 and over behind, 12 and over behind and still get it.
And Cooper's been replaced by Khan. So Khan bowled well. I'll scoot through for a single. So it's a bit of sanity return to this over.
Yeah, the way Khan's game's gone, you bank him in for 80 or 90 and...
He's golden.
Oh, amazing game. But yeah, I think that would be the message from Swanee, the old head, would be just, we don't need to panic. We can let it get to 8 or 10 and over and keep some wickets in the shed, fast outfield, small ground, flat wicket.
So, once again, shortish ball goes into Cotter's glove. Paddy Cotter, the keeper. And it's the end of a very eventful first over as we saw the wicket. First wicket, Chris Knight, he got carded the first 3 balls.
Give him a send-off too, good to see.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an off-pacer and it's just caught the bottom edge, but either way, it was a good take.
What's a good take? So we open with
Spinner coming on.
I'd imagine. Just trying to get the
McGill, number 2. Nick McGill. Sonny's on.
that's the look.
Yeah, Peter Siddle's locked that down. And who's that young kid, the Facebook sensation? Sid's has taken a leaf out of his book.
It was funny how I just came back from the Youth Cup, and I think it might have been Peter Drennan, obviously a keeper. And somebody asked him, why have all the keepers up here, why aren't they wearing pads? And he said, they said, is that because it makes it cooler? He said, it's what they see on TV.
Drino's very old. Oh, reverse sweep.
That's not bad. Just a single.
Drino is very much out of the old school book as well. Him and Brad Murphy played a lot of cricket with Spud, and you don't bowl in sunglasses, you don't bowl with your hat on.
Yeah.
Very traditionalist, those two.
Yeah.
But
you're right. He's probably wearing sunnies. Well, as a fast bowler, I probably would have worn a pair too if I thought of it. It wasn't the thing back in the day, but
no, it's. I mean, you look at Steve Smith and the way he bats. Everyone tries to bat like Steve Smith now. You look at Marnus.
Totally. Right arm around the wicket. That's gone over extra cover. Has it gone for 6? Yes, it has.
It's a good shot. Small boundary.
Yep. Many times you see 6 over extra cover, and he's had to hit into the wind.
Yep. But you'd be peppering that boundary all day. That's shorter than where it is squarer. That's only, that's probably a 50-metre hit.
Nick McGill again, right arm around the wicket. That one he pushes back, and that's been pushed over extra cover for 4 this time.
Good shot, no risk, short boundary.
Has Chris Swan got a 21st to go this afternoon?
I don't know. Maybe Swanee's changed his tactics since we played, but maybe he's just told him to go and bash him.
Yeah.
But risk-free.
Play what's in front of you.
Yeah, they're 2 good shots. He's hitting to that short boundary. That was a half tracker he could have hit out to deep mid-wicket.
Well,
but it's a bigger shot out there. I don't know why they don't have a deep cover or someone there as your man out.
Preston White's put another man into extra cover there, and he's hit
That's
straight to the deeper cow. Just the one.
So they got a guy out there at deep mid-wicket to a 90-metre hit, as opposed to having a bloke at deep cover where it's a 50-metre hit. So they might have missed a trick there a little bit. There's an easy one there. There's no one in front of square at all.
Comes out of his crease. It's uppish.
Yeah, they got a deep mid on and a deep square. If he splits that right, there's an easy 2 there.
Well, as you just mentioned, Alan Borderfield is like a billiard table. He can go between those 4 fieldsmen easy as you like, but he's made that
easy 2.
Yeah.
No, not going to go.
Just walked out of his crease, turned it onto the onside, easy single, and that'd be frustrating.
13 off
Preston White.
Yeah,
keeper.
I don't know about that field. I think that's where I said in the first innings where you rely on your keeper for your angles and your fields for the bowler. He's got the best view there to see that field, where he's just smacked 2 over cover. I don't know. I just think maybe have the guy in front of square to stop that single, that 2. We said earlier, thinking on your feet in T20 cricket, it goes so fast. All of a sudden, there's 13 off that over with pretty much no stress.
So Knight will have another go. 9 off the first over. And waiting for him is the skipper, Burden. He's got 3 off 4, and Burden stands and edges that into the ground. Glove there, and eventually by Preston White.
Again here, we've got a deep mid off. I'd probably keep him up for the first 4 balls, run the gauntlet a little bit. If you want to donk one back over and deep mid off, then go for it. But they got to take wickets, and they got to keep the runs to a minimum. So they're going to have to take a risk at the start of an over here or there, I think. Pushing back ball 5-6, fair enough.
Burden goes for the ramp shot. Now that could be out.
That's a horrible.
Preston White's underneath it, takes a catch. The skipper won't be happy. Preston White and the Bulls are happy, and they've lost their 2nd wicket.
Crazy shot.
That is a crazy shot. Damien McKenzie, I hate the ramp shot, and there's another reason. Not the right time.
You've just taken 13 off the over before. They don't keep saying it. It's only 8 and over, and they've just got 13 off the last. They only needed 5 or 6 off this over. But as I say, I keep saying it's easy from the commentary box. I played plenty of stupid shots when I batted. So,
well, I only played one in innings.
Yeah, that's right.
There was only 1 ball left in the innings when I was batting.
Yeah, that'd be what's that? 2 for 20. So they don't want to be too 2 or 3 for 20, it's going to bring Toombul into it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of schooners flying over that hill, so those boys will get chirpier and chirpier over there.
You don't want to give them a sniff, do you?
Nah, and they didn't need to.
No.
As I said, if they were none for 30 off 4 or none for 30 off 5, they're pretty much out of the game with 9 in the shed. But you give them a sniff, they're up and about. Yeah, but it's a funny game. Cricket in general, let alone T20 cricket.
Yeah, that's right. It's something we made note of during the week, as we said, at the Bulls Master Youth Cup. There's no other game where you say it's funny, do you? You don't say it's a funny game jousting.
Well, I mean, the Heat game the other night, I had an interest in the game. I had Lynn 15 or more, Bryant 15 or more, Lachlan to take a wicket, and the Heat to win.
3 out of 4.
Oh,
Bugger.
I was counting my money.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you got the best bowler in the world.
There's an appeal, and he's been given out.
Oh,
Well, Peter Bowler, no hesitation. He's holding his ground here. He's not very happy at the decision. He's Khan.
Got to go, young fella. You're not going to change his mind.
And the Bulls are giving it to him, and it's on. Well, Stephen.
Love it. Oh, that's out. That is hitting middle, halfway up.
Stephen Diancius had to come over and call the Toombul boys to calm it down, but
that is hitting middle.
He brought it on himself to a degree, I think, calm by. He should have taken the decision of Peter Nolan.
Yeah, well, in all the years I've been watching and playing cricket, I haven't seen too many umpires turn around and say, I got it wrong. Sorry, mate, you stay.
Without the DRS, of course.
Yeah, that's right. But they're trying to get the crowd to settle down here. Let them go.
No,
They've got a security guard over there. Let them go. It's T20 cricket.
Peter Bowl. I'm with you. This is passion. This is competition. This is, you can't go and biff anybody like you can in the footy. And this is a little chirping. As long as you're not crossing the line, but I just love a confrontation. Yeah. Two sides going. This is a T20 grand final. It's not a Sunday afternoon game of hit and run.
Well, you look at the English Premier League and the chanting and
it's gold.
I don't see the bloke in the middle with a whistle stop the game and say, "Hang on, can everyone just stop sledging everybody?" Like, again, it's probably the era that we live in with.
What's the rugby coach? Is it Neil Owens? He probably would.
Yeah.
He's a funny man. Yeah, but anyway, all of a sudden, Toombul, they're back in this, and they got them rattled. The fins. The clap comes up, and that's been pushed off the back foot. Backward a point gets a single.
You can hear the Toombul boys through the headset. They're very much up at the crowd. They're very much getting involved.
Palombo, the new batsman, to the crease, gets a single off the mark. He brings Ben down at the other end, who's yet to get off the mark. So Toombul, you would have thought $4 to have wound themselves into probably $2 at the moment.
Yeah, they're definitely back in it. And
yeah.
Gold Coast had an opportunity to, the biggest thing you want to stop is momentum. And even if they were none for 20 or none for 30, the fact that Toombul hadn't taken any wickets would have probably deflated them a little bit to not get wickets up front. But they've definitely brought them back into the game and given them a sniff.
I'm just wondering, his argument, unless he maybe thought he got an edge on or something. I don't know what his argument was.
It looked very, very Jason, didn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, the chat's good. Some of it's from actually the fieldsmen, but the faithful, red and blue.
It's funny, like, Knight's bowl well. He's got 3 for 11, whereas Khan bowled so well. So it's a funny game, isn't it? Like you can bowl okay and take wickets.
Well, his first 3 balls went for 10.
Yeah, and he's 3 for 11 off 2. So it's. But if they can build some pressure again here, and Gold Coast is going to have to do what Toombul did and bat some time, build a partnership. These two are going to have to bat till over 10, over 11.
Well, he's taken 3 for 1.
Yeah.
It's an appeal wide this time. Peter Boland.
Might be a bit stiff, that one,
I think for a little second there, I don't know whether Chris Knight thought, hang on, he's going to put his hand in the air here, but the other one came up as well.
Yeah, it looked to be a little bit stiff there, but we're not going to see a replay.
Probably wouldn't have got it. But if I was the skipper of Preston White, I would have everybody up inside this circle, the 2 new batsmen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they got a big total, and is that kept low, Damien?
I got stuck on the crease a little bit, I think. It didn't. I'm probably getting out of my crease a little bit. Too, you look like I got stuck on the crease a little bit there, but another good over.
It's a good over, 3 for 25. Ben and Palumbo, the two men to the crease, and it's just been absolute carnage and havoc out in the middle here. And there's the factions, the Toombul faithful underneath the tree, down at deep mid-off now, next to the old chain sheds. I'm not sure, and the others are just happy punters. The civilised bunch are over at
the family
at the unlicensed area.
The rest are under the Ray Linwell sign. They might pay to put a bar over there. They might increase their takings twofold, I think.
Exactly. Dan Kranich is the man who's going to take up the attack from the northern end. 3 for 25 after 3, so they're well and truly in front of the run rate. Just that 3, but almost at the same time, I think Toombul were 3 for 27.
Yeah.
And White and Rowley righted the ship. As we see Kranich, right arm over, quickish delivery. Just got a lovely action, hasn't he?
Yeah, they needed this start, Toombul. It's definitely what they needed. They had 2 quick wickets, 3 quick wickets, and all of a sudden 160 is a long way away, and that 240 par score we talked of is a long, long way away.
Well, Damien, I don't understand why they went hard. They should have just ground Toombul into the turf, be none for 50 after, say, 8.
Yeah.
And just gone on from there. But at the moment now they're just doing it the hard way. They've used the GPS, which has taken them through the tolls. It's costing them.
And it may have been the plan.
True.
And then you get out there, hit the first ball for 6. So all of a sudden the adrenaline's flowing, and you just keep going hard. But you take Maxi Bryan out, you take Linney out, you take a lot of experience out of the 2 lineups. But no better way to learn than in the pressure cooker of a final.
That's it.
And it does look hot out there. These clouds are blown away, and
the flags aren't moving as much either.
No.
Stifling. Kranich.
Which would have been, again, you talk of that none for 50 start. It's hot.
Yeah.
They're not up and about.
Kranich, the redhead. He'd be feeling it the most. Comes in.
Post.
Good action. Probably got a bit of sunscreen on the top of the head. Got the Prince Harry happening.
But again, back of a length.
Yeah.
They talk of a first-class line. Back of a length, top of off. I said it earlier, Andrew Simons used to always question the bowlers' meetings. Why do you need to have them? Why don't you just bowl corridor?
Yeah.
Corridor with the odd bumper. It works in T20 cricket. You want to stand back and try and hit that for 6, go for it.
Yeah. You'll come unstuck.
Yeah, bowling probably mid-130s.
Ben pushes that back. That's a lovely shot. That's 4. Beautiful late cut. Through backward of point.
His length wasn't too bad, probably just a bit of width, but great shot. Just goes to show you don't need to break pickets in T20. You can play a cricket shot, especially here, where it's probably rolling 14, 15 on the stint meter in putting terms. The outfield's insane. I've yet to see a cricket ground in the last 10 years where it's nice and lush and you whack it for 2.
Yeah. Especially Allen Border, it's just a lovely bit of turf.
It has not changed this place. I started playing here at 17, 18 years old. I've just turned 40. It dead set hasn't changed. I remember I had a knee reconstruction at 19 and I was on the old scoreboard you can see over there for a Shield final. I think it was Queensland, Victoria, and Jason Armberger got 100 and heaps. And it was square cutting our quicks for fun. I don't think even Shahab Akhtar played a game against Pakistan, a tour game, and he was pushing off the fence, and Haydos was square cutting him for 6. Like it is a horrible place to bowl.
Kranich pitches it up nicely, just a good quick single.
Unless you're Josh Khan, he'll roll this wicket up and take it everywhere.
It's I'm sure they had a Shield game here against Western Australia. Obviously not this season, the season before, and I think Western Australia whacked up 600 odd.
I bet you Shaw Marsh.
Yeah, I think he might have got him back in form, back in Test selection.
Yeah, he's my favourite player. Played a bit against him when we were younger, but just makes batting look easy. But got to that next level and could never really lock it down, could he? But he would love batting here.
He doesn't go away though.
No,
he's always, he was in the mix again with all the injuries of late.
Yeah, he'd be 38, 39.
He is 38, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still in calculation. He just doesn't go away. It's fantastic. That's a lovely shot forward of point.
Well, it's probably a case too of, he's scored runs in Shield cricket this year, and and then you look at Burnsy, who hasn't scored any runs. They're talking about dropping him. So no matter what format or what level of cricket you play, whether it's first class cricket, test cricket, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, if you're scoring runs, you're taking wickets, you're up in front of the selector's eyes. Whether you're 38, 28, 18, if you're performing, you're going to get picked.
That's been pulled. There's a chance for a catch in the deep cone. Out. And Toombul. And the catcher, McNeely. I beg your pardon, Oliver West.
Yeah, again, hitting to that big boundary.
He's the only one out there, and he's picked him out.
He could have hit that anywhere else.
Didn't have to move.
That's 4 for night. His first ball went for 6. He's taken 4 for 6.
He had to actually, if we can get that again there, Coop, he actually had to jump off the ground to pull that around onto the onside. It was, I don't know what page of the textbook this one. Just have a look. He's jumped, his footwork, his feet are in the air when he hits it.
Lost his bottom hand as he hit it.
That's a good catch.
As you say, he could have hit that 10 metres either side.
And it would have been 6.
And he gets, yeah, but Knight's, he's taken 4 for 6. First ball went for 6, and what a comeback for him.
I don't get T20, Damien. Really.
No.
it's like going to the Story Bridge and the old cockroach races. They just pull the cap off and anything can win.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what happens. Look at that scorecard.
And it's it flows through to Test cricket. Like you look at a mate of mine put on Facebook the other night, why do they open with Matt Wade? And I said, well, he replaces Warner, because if you open with Head and Burns, they can get tied down. The influence of T20 cricket is someone is going. Warner's aggressive, Wade's aggressive. T20 cricket really has changed world cricket, Test cricket. Yeah, like Shield cricket. It's all of a sudden, if you score 250 or 280 in a day of any sort of 4 or 5 day cricket, it's not acceptable. You should be scoring 350 or 400.
Hargraves faces the first ball. Good start there. Welcome to the crease, says Chris Knight.
Yeah, they're up and about now. Toombul, as I said, if they were none for 30 at the same time, or even one down, I bet you there wouldn't be the chirp and
that's
carry
right.
on. But you give a bit of momentum, you give a sniff. Knight's gone from bowling mid 120s to probably nudging 140. He's got his tail up. He's hitting the deck. But they just need a partnership. These two need to bat for 8 to 10 overs.
Nice. Still got 3 balls to go in this crazy over. That's a lovely shot. It's been fielded at the extra cover there for just the one. So do you need to be able to play Test cricket well before you can play T20 well, or is it the other way around?
Well, you look at Dave Warner. When I was still playing, he was coming through, and he was scoring. He was playing second 11 cricket effectively, and he probably played T20 cricket even before he played one-day cricket for Australia and New South Wales. And he forced his way into the Shield side for New South Wales through T20 and one-day cricket, and probably did the same to play for Australia. He was a T20 and a one-day specialist. And then, just again through sheer weight of runs, changed his game a lot. Like, he's probably not as aggressive as he was as someone in their 20s. But you still need to bat time, Like, you look at Burnsy, he can switch his game. Renshaw, they can switch their games from T20 cricket to Shield cricket. And like, you go back to Matt Hayden, Haydos would have fit across all those 3 formats really well because he put in the hours. Oh no!
That's a chance. No, over the head of extra cover. They're going to come back for 2, testing the arm. They're going to go safe.
Haydos would bat for 6-8 hours at a training session. He would hit balls on a bowling machine, then we'd train, and then he'd go back and hit balls on a bowling machine. And people would ask why, and he'd say, because I want to bat for 8 hours. Yeah. He would have easily adapted his game across the 3 formats. I think sometimes people just take their T20 game across all the formats and just look to be aggressive no matter what. And we probably saw it to a degree yesterday. The Aussies bowl well, but they were still going quite hard at the ball. India.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about that yesterday. I just wonder whether India, being the power brokers they are, that's the last time we see in day-night tests.
Yeah, the BCCI
ball.
will be no day-night cricket.
Yeah,
and
even
no
though,
balls.
even though it happened in the middle of the day, and then Australia came out and did 2 down. But anyway,
Yep.
that's just doesn't matter.
Brilliant to see Burnsy get some runs.
It
but-
was, and he didn't do it slowly either. And then he decided to hit for 6 to win the game
and got
bring up
pinned,
his 50. Yeah,
got pinned in the arm, and
yeah.
the media and social media especially is so quick to get on people's backs. I hope they're out there today praising for getting some runs yesterday.
So this is McNeely. He replaces Greenwich, and that's almost caught at extra cover. 4 runs.
Yeah, I'd definitely be trying to pepper that boundary, putting a deep cover.
Well, Damien, it's interesting because when Greenwich was bowling, he did have an extra man in there. There was 4 players within from point to maybe extra cover.
Yeah.
And they might have gotten that one. Let's have a look at
Well,
this.
they've got a deep square and a deep mid-on. So unless he's going to bowl short,
Can't quite
probably
see
don't
from
need
that
the
angle.
deep square.
No. Anyway, McNeely again. This one's jumped on me a little bit. Well, the appeal that you heard going on was coming from underneath the tree, not from the bowler, but I think there's a little bit of height there, I think.
Looked out from deep cover under Ray Linwell under the tree. Toombul
Sherman number
faithful.
4. Look at the replay here. Kookaburra.
Ooh, it does look top.
Yeah, top of the over the roll. He was back a bit, but
Yeah.
he's still there though. Move on. McNeely comes out of his crease there. Well, he's almost down the other end by the time he hit it.
Yes.
There's always a single in that.
Like the old indoor
Yeah,
cricket days where you just dab one into the net.
Have you ever had a crack at that?
Oh, my brother-in-law used to play at Ferny Grove back years ago, and
I don't.
D
get
grade cricket on a Monday night, and used to go down and have a run around. But yeah, not a fan.
it. No.
No, and it's from a guy that plays cricket and you're whacking into the back net or side net, back net, and you're out and you lose 5.
Yeah.
There is a real art to it.
That's,
that's
he's
4.
got that down to third man. That'll probably go all the way along the billiard table. There's Alan Border. But yeah, indoor cricket, it is an art. I mean, one of the Flores brothers, Matt Flores, he plays for Australia. And obviously another one in Rob Fitzgerald.
Yep.
They
There's a
love it.
fella that played back in my Queensland under 17s and 19 days, Lyle Teskey. I think he's the Australian captain.
Yeah.
He was a really good outdoor cricketer. Played a lot of indoor cricket when he was young, but there is a real art to it, which is quite impressive to watch.
By the time you finish, you could ride the next in Randwick. It's that hot in there.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Well fielded. Yeah, the interest levels for me on a Monday night in D grade was the beers after. There was no interest in playing.
No.
But yeah, definitely an art to the way they down and up into the nets and the way they bowl. And
Yeah, it's interesting how you talk about what you do after you've played cricket to try and stay in the game. I know Luke Feldman, there's no way he's going to play white ball cricket when he can bowl a really good ball and some 16-year-old pimple-faced kid smacks it over the fence for 6. I mean, what? I don't deserve that. I've got better things to do.
Trouble.
Bowler's end.
Yeah, I remember my career ended at 28 with 2 elbow operations, and I was no more. And I remember the day where I was done. We were playing Wynnum at Redlands, and I was bowling about 120 kilometres an hour, and was not intimidating like I used to be. And Ryan Broad just kept hitting me. And you talk about a young freckle-faced little kid. He was whacking me back over my head and giving me both barrels, and that was pretty much the end for me. I knew I couldn't play as a batsman.
When you say both barrels, Ryan was having a word.
Yeah, he's quite chirpy.
He
was known for a chirp.
Yeah,
Broady, but that was it for me.
Yeah.
When I couldn't bowl fast and intimidate people, and
totally.
I played as a batsman for half a season, and
I wonder whether that was the same with Ryan Harris. Damien.
Yeah, Rhino's body.
Rhino knees went. He couldn't bowl as he started to bat, but he didn't for Toombul.
Yeah,
he didn't play much longer.
He was bone on bone, I think, in the end with his knee, and I think too, you play, especially those guys that play at that elite level. It's tough to sometimes come back, and sounds horrible, but to adapt. When you're used to playing at such a competitive level. But Rhino's body, I still see him quite a bit, and he struggles to walk. I think he last game of golf he played in a buggy. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's his body. He went through a lot, but
yeah, I'm sure he came back. Actually, I think he was opening the batting for Toombul at one point there, just and not bowling. But I mean, it'd be interesting to see someone like Alison McDermott as well, who's who's injuries from bowling. He hasn't bowled this year. He's batting. How long do you stay in that batsman's body before you realise, I want to bowl, and if I can't bowl him all, how much longer do I go?
Yeah, and you throw kids in the mix, and
yeah.
I keep saying, when you're 19, 20 to 25, it's good fun. You don't have any pressure to get home, but you start having kids and you get married, and the accountability side of it's there to get home, isn't it? After a game, you can't sit and drink 4X Golds until 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
It's a different culture, isn't it? But
it is,
and that's what sport's about, is culture.
It's the biggest thing I miss. Yeah. People ask, what do you miss about playing? It's being with the boys. It's being in the dressing room. It's winning games. Shot.
Lovely shot. That might one bounce. Yeah, you're right. It's and I always say, if you're going to retire, you sure? Because it's a long time out of the game, and then you have these reunions and everything like that. You see with the Bulls Masters and that they get together, but yeah.
I played an over 40s game last year and played an old boys game for my old school at Iona a month or so ago. I ended up with both my heels ripped apart in blisters. I'm like, why do I do this? But
just to catch up with your mates.
Yeah, it was good to see. Yeah, it always is. Guys that I played as a 16, 17-year-old when I first started playing first grade that are now nudging mid-50s, some of them. It is good. That's why you play the game. You got friends forever around the world, around the States. No matter when you see them, it's like you've never been apart. And you go win a grand final like today, then if these boys win this by 12:30, 1 o'clock,
well,
God help the locals.
It's a lovely shot down a deep long off.
It's going along nicely here. If these two have put on 22 off 20.
Well, they've gone to game plan B, which I think they should have started with, and that was just to work it around. And it's been forced upon them by losing 4 wickets. They've actually decided to work it around, find the loose ones to put away.
It just seems to be the way of T20 cricket. Like, I get the power plays and all the rest of it, but everyone has the same game plan of going hard. I'd love to see a game where someone bats for 5 overs, and you forego that. There you go, another easy single.
Yeah.
You forego that none for 50, none for 60, potentially none for 80 start, to be none for 50 or none for 40 after 5, and then you can launch. I know there's more people out and all the rest of it, but we've seen there, they've taken, 4, 6, 7 off that over quite comfortably.
Yeah. It's not as pretty.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Doesn't suit TV. And
no.
Yeah.
And that's why, obviously, the 50 over games started losers punch, and I'm not really sure what the clapping from Toombul. Maybe it's a change of bowling. Cranich is coming back. I think that's Cranich.
Well, I was talking about Boomerang yesterday or the day before about taking 400 test wickets, and I think Warney said he potentially won't get to play that much test cricket because of the IPL, T20. They don't play as much test cricket as they did when McGrath played and Gillespie played. And you look at the Big Bash, it goes now for 7-8 weeks or whatever it is. It's all about revenue.
Well, and unfortunately, because of the world the way it is at the moment, there's not going to be a lot of test match cricket, and I would really hope to see Shield cricket back as soon as possible.
Yep.
To give the purists, I don't know, I mean, I did the commentary for the Shield games, and I just love 4-day format. People say, you got rocks in your head. I said, no, it's a contest. It's 2 innings. It's declarations. It's run chase. It's everything. It's 4 long days, as we see. Foolish ball, that's going backward a point. They come through for a single.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same. I enjoy watching T20 cricket. I enjoy the pink ball test. It's been nice sitting up at night, having a beer and watching.
Totally.
And my wife said to me last night, or that night before, it might have been, this isn't interesting. This is not test cricket. You're getting bowled out for 200 or 250 or 36. It's not test cricket, but it is. Like, from a bowler's point of view, I've enjoyed seeing the batsmen struggle because generally it's 35 degrees.
McNeely gets whipped off the pads by Hargraves. Good fielding. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't happen very often, does it?
No.
In this day and age, if the bowlers get on top.
But you go back to watch a Shield game and you watch someone bowl 6, 7, 8 overs, line and length, build pressure. I'm exactly the same. I really enjoy watching the battle, batsman v bowler.
There's nothing better than first day Michael Nisa bowling at the Gabba.
Geez, how he's not playing. Like, this young Green's going to be good, but Ness definitely should have played Test cricket by now. Yeah, he's old school. You talk of Ryan Harris. He's tough, bowls good pace, can bat. Like Hopesy, Hopesy should have played Test cricket instead of Andrew McDonald, I believe. Nessa should have definitely been in the same boat. He should have definitely played Test cricket by now.
So Hargraves is waiting there, and that's been driven straight past McNeely. They'll come back for... No, they'll stay with one.
He slipped over, I think, trying to get the way of that ball.
So starting to rebuild an innings, similar to what Preston White and Tom Rowley did in the first innings by Toombul. They're trying to get this partnership going. As we wait for... what do we got at the moment? We've got a deep cover. We've got a player down a deep extra cover as well. Man at mid-wicket. They'll come into play here as mid-wicket comes screaming through. They'll have a throw at the keeper's end, but the home safe.
It's good cricket. 6 off the over with relatively stress-free. If they can keep picking it 5 to 8 and over, you saw at the back end of Toombul's innings, they got 20 or 30 or so off not many, so they just need to be in the game from over 15.
If they lost their last wicket on 31, 1 for 8, 2 for 22 and 3 for 22. Ben, the last batsman, out for 5, so Palombo and Hargraves 15 apiece.
This is the skipper, I think. I heard a whisper in the hallways that he might have tweaked a calf or a quad.
Oh, okay.
Is Preston White?
We haven't got his number on the back, and Michael Wright will probably know to look at him. It is Preston White. Well done.
Yeah, I think he twinged the quad, so it'd be interesting to see how he goes here. Oh dear, it's charging first ball.
Left arm over. They take a single as soon as it comes off the bat. I don't know. Twinge a calf, in these conditions, I'd be leaning towards probably a cramp.
Yeah, it does look like.
I got a cramp getting out of bed this morning.
If someone can turn the aircon up a little bit in here.
Yeah, well.
Be nice.
Couple of big bodies in here, I think, mate. That's the problem. Left arm over Preston White again, and that's been whipped to mid-wicket, just a single. And that's all they have to do, the Dolphins.
Yeah, they're hedging their bet a little bit each way with their field. They kind of got a deep cover, a deep mid-on, deep mid-off, deep mid-wicket, a gap at mid-wicket, a gap at cover. I don't know if they've kind of decided where they want to bowl.
Preston White again. Come for a walk, and, well, I wonder if that's White. Oh, Preston White says, Pete, what are you talking about?
Whereas for me, I'd probably move a bloke over and just bowl again that 2 foot, 3 foot outside off stump, get the batsman to hit where you want him to hit.
I wonder how
not sort of bowling and hoping.
Yeah. I wonder how good Paddy Cotter is a keeper, whether he might come up, try and keep him in the crease as White comes through. He's got a bit of pace about him, probably not a good idea. Oh, that's a great single. Leaning on his bat a little bit, Palombo at the non-strikers end, but he was running away from the danger end. But still.
And you can hear through the headphones, they're not as chirpy. As I was saying earlier, if you can just deflate them with a 6 or 7 or 8 over of no wickets.
Well, they may have done it. That's gone for 6.
Such a good shot.
Whipped it off the pads. See you later. Anything straying on the pads will go.
That's an Indian wrist flick for 6, that one. That's a great shot.
Yeah, Preston White got called wide beforehand, puts that one in a little bit short down the leg side and whipped mercilessly over the fence by Palombo. He moves to 22. And the Finns are coming back.
Amazing some of the shots these guys play. Like, obviously the bats are huge, but he's just flicked that with his wrist.
Yeah.
He's probably hit it 80 metres, 90 metres.
And that's what, any other ground is still going to be 6.
Yeah.
So Preston White, he's got the sugar bowl happening at the moment. He's got both hands on his hips as he comes in from the southern end, left arm over, and that's been late cut down to a third man. There's a play down there, and it'll be fielded by Ryan Walker.
11 off the over. Relatively stress-free again.
Yeah, Preston White, the skipper brought himself on. He says he's regretting it. The 6 didn't help. Hargraves 17 off 13. And we've got...
oh, here you go. Keeper's coming up, is he?
He's coming up. There you go. Got the helmet. Call for the helmet.
Been a skipper back in your day, John, yeah.
Well, I was, but nobody listened to what I said then either.
Yeah, nothing silly here. Just maybe look for a single and take your 12 off the over.
It was the last ball of the over.
Hate to see a big shot or a wicket here.
Yeah, don't fall for the trick. White stays in his crease. Has to reach for that, and that's gone for 4 now. Did he get an edge on that?
That's the downside of it.
No, it's a bye. That's it, you're right.
That's the downside of the keeper coming up. He probably didn't need to bowl that length to the poor keeper. If he's up, you hit it back of a length. He's hit him with a Yorker.
You had no chance.
No,
so at the end of a very, very expensive over, 11 off it.
So now the batsmen are hopefully talking and saying, all right, well, we got 15 off that. Let's look for a 4 or 5 run over here, 4 or 5 run over next. All of a sudden they're getting towards 90, 95.
Yeah, and then it's up to Toombul what they do.
Yep, put some pressure back on them. They're super quiet in the field, so they just don't. Look at the Toombul innings. You know, they got out back to back. The 2 guys that were set got out back to back, and it takes you another 3 overs to get some momentum again.
I'd like to see bowling change from this. McNeely comes in. He's got none for 17 off 2. I thought I might have changed it up a little bit. Both these batsmen have been there for a while. Another quick single.
I don't know if that was a play.
But I would have thought a bowling change, Damien, from
Yeah.
this end.
As you say, none for 18 off 2. But I don't know what the rest of their attack's like.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe a spinner, try and take some pace off. Especially to this end, where it's quite a big hit out to mid-wicket. Maybe get a spinner on and throw a few up and see if they want to have a crack at launching one.
Nearly. That one sits straight back to him. Gets a finger on it. Just the single. One thing I liked about Brendan McCullum's style of skippering was he always moved a player after every ball. Just messed with the batsman's head. And I think whether Preston White should try that not only with his bowling change, just maybe bring a man onto the block. They've got to try something.
Even bringing mid on and mid off up for the first.
Yeah, two balls, but
yeah, middle 2 balls, or just to try and go, okay, well.
So at the moment, they're waiting for something to happen to him. Well, they've got to make something happen. See, easy single.
Can't be a single there. There's going to be another one.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy at backward point there is on the circle. He needs to be probably where he is now.
Yeah.
But I'd be bringing mid on and mid off up for a couple of balls. Just test the arrogance of the batsman maybe, and just see whether he wants to try and have a go. But Toombul can't let this meander for 4 or 5 overs, because they're going to be 100, 110 before they know it.
Preston White did try something with the keeper coming out. Unfortunately, came with 4 byes beforehand, but really that one's. If he hits, he's out. No. Good running again from the Finns.
Could have easily been 4 too.
Yeah.
I feel like they're bowling. They're not bowling to a plan. They've kind of got guys. The guy at deep point probably needs to be at cover. The guy at deep mid off, maybe a touch straight. I feel like they're just bowling for the sake of it. They're not actually bowling to any sort of plan.
But that's not saying that's where you think it'll move. It makes the batsman think. At the moment, he's comfy as. He can do whatever he likes. He doesn't have to check the field at all. It's still the same. He puts that straight into the hand. That's going to be another quick single. So
you want as a bowler, you want the batsman hitting where you want him to hit. So okay, I want him hitting here to the bigger side. So I'm going to bowl middle and off. And I want a guy in front of square, a guy at mid-wicket, bring my mid-off up and give me a deep mid-wicket, and I'll bowl at him, because you don't want him freeing his arms to hit over that short bounder at cover. That's how I would be bowling at the moment. Bit of cross seam, some slow balls.
Yeah.
But if he gets one off his hip here, he's going to get 2.
I think nearly last ball of his 3rd over. That's shot at the stumps. He was out. But they take the single. They take on Toombul. No, it was no disrespect to McNeely actually bowling. It was just a case of changing.
Well, again, it's the keeper, it's the captain. More so, I think the keeper. Like, I used to work quite closely with the keeper on angles. And I think the keeper should probably go and say, "Hey guys, what are we doing here? Where's our plan?" Like, to me, those last 2 balls were really lucky they didn't go for 4. That guy was just super fine. But they've taken 6 or 7 off that over, 20 off 2 overs. I just feel like there's no real plan as to how they're bowling and how they're setting their fields.
So Preston White has taken himself off. It looks like Dan Cranich is going to bowl, but you're spot on there, Damien McKenzie. I didn't see a powwow then. There wasn't any brains trust coming together to try and fix this.
Well, again, you got the big boundary through cover. You got a massive gap at cover. You're basically giving him 1.
Yeah.
Move maybe deep square or bring mid on up, and just try and stop that gap. Bowl 2 foot outside off stump, getting him hit to cover where you want him to hit. And if he pierces the gap and hits it for 4, well, good shot.
Yeah, there's nobody a cow, is there? So that's interesting. As Krenich comes in, right arm over, and that one's a full toss, a low full toss. Goes to cover,
easy single. Like, even have a guy on the wicket block there to cut that single off. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's dangerous, but put a man on the block there. Put something in his face. You can see out through the grills that there's a man right there.
Yeah.
You can hear him breathing. Just do something. Something I've always said in the Shield games. They always put a bat pad there, but he's always just behind square. Just put him just in front, 1 foot, so that he can see him out the side. It just puts all this doubt into his mind as Krenich again comes into to Hargraves, and Hargraves pushes that out to cover. They think about 2, but good fielding in the deep.
I just don't. I can just see this game, the next 3 overs. You know, they're going to go 7, 8 and over. They're going to be 110, 115, need 40 off 7. And this is the time where they're going to look back and go, we probably missed a trick. The batsmen are showing no intent at all. They haven't showed any intent for 3 overs. They're clearly just looking for a run of ball. So flip the game back, make him play some big shots.
Krenich. That one's full toss. That will go to...
Easy single.
Yep. And even bring on a part-timer.
Yeah.
Just a partnership breaker.
Yeah, they got to try something different.
Yeah. Because you don't get anything for second.
No, unfortunately.
You don't come back next week. It's not like you're building a run rate or something like that to rely on next week. They've got to win this game, and they need to win it with wickets now.
And Gold Coast aren't... there's no bonus points or double bonus points in a final. They can just tick it over at 6 or 7 and over, and they'll get home easy.
You don't get home the last over.
Well, look at that. There's zero intent from the batsmen. They're not trying to hit it into the practice nets.
It's wearing the Toombul side down, isn't it? As you said, they're quiet.
Yep.
The faithful are quiet.
And they're picking up easy singles. 4 off this over. They've batted really well, these two, like the 2 did for Toombul.
White and Rowley, they righted the ship there, and they lost a few at the back end, which we expect in T20, but I think they came together on, must be nearly a 50-run partnership at the moment. I'll double check that as Krenich comes in, who walks out of his crease, turns that onto the onside. He's fallen over. The fall of wicket was 31.
Yeah, so getting 55, close.
Past 50. He was just cat amongst the pigeons in the early overs.
Yeah, I keep saying I'd love to see someone transform. Like, why not open with Burnsy? And just say, mate, you bat 20 overs, get me a run of ball or a bit better than a run of ball. And we'll build around you. We'll launch Lynn and Bryant and all the big hitters around you, but we know you're going to bat 20 overs.
It's the end of Krenich. Over, he's second, none for 11.
No disrespect to Buff and Linny if you're listening, boys.
Linny would be watching, being the Toombul.
It's 12:30. Linny be on the punt by now.
On the punt, well, 12:35 he'll be back. Yeah. But you mentioned it, and Michael Wright mentioned it as well. We've only seen variance in bowling on 2 occasions that we can remember of a slower ball and a short pitch ball in the first innings, and that was bowled by the Finns. I haven't seen a mix-up in pace from the Toombul Bull side.
No.
I haven't seen a rotation of the bowlers as much as they probably should be doing now, just to mix it up. We mentioned, obviously changing it around. We've got a spin bowler coming on now in, I'm not sure who that is, but this is a good move. McNeely had to come off. This is Ryan Walker from the northern end, left arm finger spinner. That's been whipped off the pads, but not a bad start.
Going to get 2.
Well, let's see if they take on the arm. Here's a chance, and that's good cricket all round.
Yeah, but again, it's easy. It was a tight 2. I get it, but there's no pressure. They've really got to put some pressure on these Gold Coast batsmen to play some big shots. They keep saying it. They're not trying to play any big shots. They don't need to. No. Especially to this big side.
All the west of the field's been there before. That's a full toss, and that's gone onto the roof of the Queensland Cricketers Club. Get another box of balls. We won't get that one back, and that's a big 6. And Palumbo moves to 39. And Gold Coast 6 for 94. Or 4 for 94.
Be disappointed if he tapped that to deep mid wicket for one. They're not coming back, those ones.
No, that had some mistletoe on that. Kiss it goodbye. As we see Roscoe bring out some more balls, they won't find that one. If you go up on that roof there, you're not coming back. Well, you might, but you look like Nicky Lauder, I think.
Well, they never had a net back in the day, so
no.
I think the marketing department, when there was a Shield game on, used to jump through their chairs. But I see there's some solar panels on the roof now, and
that's probably why the netting's there.
But tough time to come on and bowl some left-arm Chinamans too.
But it had been made by Preston White. They had to change it up a little bit. Two foolish balls to start with, not good.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got to build some pressure on these two just to make them play big shots. That was a waist-high full toss, but they've got to do something proactive here. Maybe a streaker might get him to get the boys up and about if he jumps off the hill. And
if you're listening on the hill, yeah.
Not that I encourage that sort of stuff.
Let's see if this different ball helps out at all to Ryan Walker. But they're going along nicely now. Colombo, as I said, 39 off 26.
They don't need to launch. Look back at the last innings. One of them had to go at this time. These two don't need to. You only need 60 off 9.
This one is better ball, but they still get a single.
It's too deep. Can't be a single there. Yeah, they only need 65 or so off 9 overs. It's not even 4 and over.
Now, they've survived the onslaught earlier, but that was probably their own doing. They went out hard.
Oh, shot.
Late cut, and that's Harbour Bridge 4.
Expensive over.
Unable to stop that one, Tom Rowley. It is an expensive over as they get close to 100. 4 for 99. 2 balls still left in this over. Where does Preston White go now? That's swept. Finds the fieldsman a backward
Similar
square.
to the last innings, wasn't it? They got 22 or so off and over, and then both batsmen got out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they did crumble a bit.
These guys just need to get together, keep ticking over at 4 and over, 5 and over. A big over will come. There's 13 off that. If they just keep getting 4 and over, 5 and over, they'll eventually get an over where they'll get 10 plus, and they should get this in a canter.
Well, Greenwich is going to come on again from the southern end. Keeper Paddy Cotter has given the helmet back to the runner, so that plan's over and done with. But
they got to get
mightn't have enough.
Got to get these guys up, mid on, mid off up.
They mightn't have any spin bowlers. I mean,
yeah, not sure right. To be honest.
No. Anyway, Greenwich again. Right arm over, foolish ball. That's not bad. Quick call, yes. If he hits, he might be there. But I think he's safe anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just they're fasties too.
Yeah, they run them really well. I would hazard a bet their game plan is just to get a runner ball. Like as I keep saying, there's no intent to play a big shot. This is where the skipper needs to go. All right, we'll bring everyone up. Maybe leave deep cover or deep mid off, but they're just going to keep getting a runner ball. And at 6 and over, we'll be home by the 17th over.
Yeah, 100 just been brought up then, and that one's been hit.
So if he's up, that's probably not a single. And he probably tries to hit it over his head.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to say it may have been a single, but it also would have been heart in his mouth sort of stuff.
Yeah, and he might have.
It was uppish.
He might have tried to give himself some room and hit it straight down his throat.
I haven't seen the batsman do too much, recon of the field because he knows it's still the same.
Yeah.
He already knows where the square legs on the fence and too deep, wideish mid off. Walks out of his crease. Skies that high. Here's a chance here. Underneath, he's trying to take the catch there and does so.
Did not need that.
Toombul. Ryan Walker takes the catch.
Did not need that.
And the partnership comes to an end. Well, he got himself out there. I won't say too much about whether Greenwich had a good ball or not, but Palombo's gone for 41.
They were doing it so easy. He just tried to go for that short boundary, the lure of that short boundary. It's like a kebab at 3 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to go and get the kebab, but you always go and get it.
Yeah.
You know, it just looks so enticing to just whip one over mid-wicket fence, and you know, if they lose another wicket here, it's a deja vu of the Toombul innings.
Well done, Daniel Crenich. But the 70-run partnership comes to an end. It looked like it was a match-winning partnership. May still end up being so, but Daniel Crenich has made the breakthrough, and that brings a new batsman to the crease. I'm sure they cross 5 times probably. There's up in the air for that long.
Good catch under pressure. High, going back.
Hope Shackley, the new batsman, he'll go to the non-strikers end. Hargraves is still there.
Yeah, this is where Hargraves needs to just take 2 overs, let Hope Shackley get set a little bit, keep ticking over at 4 and over, 3 and over. As I keep saying, they don't need to go at 10 and over, 8 and over.
So Cranich coming to Hargraves.
Oh, dear.
Oh, there's a thick outside edge, and that will go to the fence for 4. Unlucky, Cranich. Another, like you said, Damien, another wicket there would have been
Oh, yeah, that would have been
the
disaster.
shakes. But Cotter was nowhere near to be able to take that catch.
Maybe they got an earpiece from my microphone to their helmets and they just try and prove me wrong.
You got to watch Swanee.
Oh.
Swanee has ears everywhere.
But yeah, that went to the keeper. That was...
It would have just lifted the crowd, would have lifted the Toombul boys, but at the moment, 5 for 105. Hargraves waits for Cranich.
Sure.
Just the 1. No need to go for 2.
This is where I'm bringing everybody up.
New batsman, totally.
Yeah. Maybe a slip, but definitely bringing up deep cover, deep mid on, deep mid off. And if you want to drive down the pitch and play a big shot, first ball, go for it. But if he gets an easy single here, it's criminal.
Yeah, well, he's batting number 7.
Yeah, he bats all right, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's a decent all-rounder.
But put the pressure on him.
Yeah,
even for
100%.
2 balls. Cranich again. That one he just gets off the mark easy.
It's crazy, crazy, crazy cricket.
Gonna go for 2. Sends him back. It's never 2 in that. End of the over. Cranich takes the wicket. A vital wicket it was.
Still got 8 off the over. They've got to do something, Toombul. They need 53 or so.
Yeah.
54 off 7. They can keep going at 4, 5, 6 and over, and they won't need many at the end. But I definitely hope Shackley's on strike again here.
Yeah, Ryan Walker's going to
Wrist
continue.
spinner. Yeah, I'd be bringing him up and challenge his ego a little bit with the young left arm spinner, but he's spinning it, you know, into Hope Shackley. If he just flick ones off his pads, he's got an easy single, maybe a 2.
Well, in front of point, they've only got 3. I'd go, and I think they ran the wrong way. I think 1 deep and 2 in. That's been whipped off the pads as 1 run. Do you know what I mean?
And he's spinning it that way. He's spinning into the right-hander. So, again...
If he goes after him, he's going to go high over extra cover, and there's nobody there.
Yep.
Maybe he's trying to entice that, mate. We'll see.
I don't think they're enticing anything at the moment. They're just enticing singles. They need to get the 2 guys up.
Hargraves on 31. Quicker ball.
Easy
Rocks
single.
back. Smashes that through backward point. Just a single.
Yeah, I said 3 or 4 overs ago, in 3 or 4 overs' time, they're going to be 110 without many risks, and it's pretty much where we are.
Again, keeper up over the stumps here, hoping for it. Oh, now that might. There's an appeal going down leg side. Paddy Cotter went to the leg side, so suggesting it was going down leg, and it's a called leg buys.
And I can tell you what'll happen. They'll get to within 15 or 20 of them, and then they'll bring everybody up.
It's too late.
Too late.
Horse is bolted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cotter just going down leg side there to prove our point. It was going down leg. That's a foolish ball. Comes out. That's high. There's a man in the deep. Here's a chance of a catch.
Got it.
Takes a great catch here. Toombul get another one, and it's a great catch in the deep.
That's Hargraves as well. Is that the set batsman? Yeah. God.
Wow.
Deja vu of the
Crazy
Toombul
game of
innings.
cricket. It is exactly right.
But he
Straight
didn't
there.
need to do that. Bunt it down, take a single. As I said, easy from the commentary box. I would have done the same thing.
Oh, the pod of Dolphins is starting to run in circles.
Yeah, they've gone from
Winners to maybes.
Gone from doing it easy to getting the Toombul crowd back into the game.
That's it.
Hear them chanting from the hill.
Hargrave's 32 off 26 balls with 4 fours.
Doing it easy, they were.
Yeah. Yeah, it is deja vu. Dave McKenzie, it was a White and Rowley were doing it nicely for Gold Coast, and they went, and just a succession of wickets. Similar story here, probably almost at the same time.
Well, they had that big over of 22. Gold Coast had maybe 16 or 18, and then they both lost 2 wickets of their set batsmen.
That's a nervous man.
And now these guys have got to get set again, and this is where Toombul, again, get everybody up. 2 new batsmen at the crease. Do not give them easy singles.
This is the final. The nerves are there. The late cut finds the fieldsman. They took a run beforehand, but not this time.
If they could pinch 2 overs with the field up and keep it under 10, under 8, that would heap a lot of pressure back on the Gold Coast boys.
Good work there by Ryan Walker. He got a bit of a touch up the over beforehand. Preston White decided to keep him on, and I think that was they had to, because Toombul Gold Coast just doing it easy against the seamers.
They were.
Greenwich makes his way to the southern end. It's probably his last over. Yeah, he's got 1 for 19 off 3. New batsman. Chuck a slip in for 1 ball.
Yeah, I'd short cover.
Yep.
It's his first ball. Like, he's not going to bomb one over mid-off or mid-on.
Not as number 8.
No, not. Yeah, that's right. They bat down there for a reason.
That's where we are.
That's pretty much where I was. Yeah.
We can throw stones. Greenwich right arm over. Glides that into the backward point play. Whoa, it's on.
Yeah, if they could get a less than 4 or 5 run over here, it'll put a bit of pressure on the tail. It's always up to the bowlers, isn't it? Take wickets, go out there and get us home. God, they should have always got paid more, the bowlers and the
Drive
batsmen.
for show and putt for dough.
Yeah, big boys always out there winning games.
Good on Greenwich. He's warm conditions. He's bowling this over like it's his first.
Yeah.
He's got his tail up. Just 1 wicket. Foolish ball. I'll take a single. Thought about a throw, but that's a good thing in there by Ryan Walker. He probably could have had a shot at the stumps there. He was going to make his ground. That hits the stumps. It goes off somewhere else. They get it, maybe 2.
Yeah. Or worst case, that short boundary.
Yep. So, good vision there. Greenwich doing the job. Dot 1. Dot.
Yeah, if they a couple more dots here and they need 50 off 5.
Ryan Preston, bring him up, mate. Bring him up.
All of a sudden it's 10 and over. It's 8 and over.
Greenwich. Lots of sweat there from the redhead. Grundy's giving his heart. I'm not sure what he's grimacing about. No ball, that's why.
No.
Front footer.
Yeah, I said Gold Coast at the start of the game, but I'd be hedging my bet or reinvesting at the moment just to cover my bet. It's super tight.
Damn, Greenwich is filthy on his shot. Peter Boland spots the front foot no ball, so Greenwich has got to bowl it again, plus a free hit. Field remains the same. Well, it has done for the last 5 overs, but Greenwich, that's a good ball.
That's going to be 4, but
and he won't get there. No, 4 runs off.
Didn't need that.
Hard 9s to Greenwich. What do you bowl if it's a free ball, Damien?
Probably there, like a low full toss
Yeah.
or a Yorker.
Yorker.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a bad ball. Just
He's allowed to do what he likes.
Yeah.
Makes it harder.
just got it behind that bloke at backward point.
So Hope Shackley waits for Greenwich.
Shot.
Straight drive down to deep mid-off. Only the 1.
When we played a game at Telstra Stadium against New South Wales, and we were all full strength, and I'd bowled a few good balls to Mark Waugh, and Jimmy Marr was at cover, and I said, mate, I reckon I'll get him with a slow ball. And Marbo said, don't bowl him a slow ball. And I ran into bowl and thought, I'm going to bowl a slow ball. And he hit me about 40 rows back over cow.
What did Marbo
I
say?
could hear Marbo from short cover. I told you not to bowl it. Slower ball. Yeah.
I hate it when they're right, the batsman.
Oh, it just kept going.
I did it.
Kept going.
Kranich again. That one's been hit on the toe of the bat. Kranich is gassed.
Got a stern talking to after the game about executing bowling plans and listening to the captain.
What did Roy say? Just do what you like.
Yeah, Roy would have been on board with me.
Yeah, totally.
Take a risk. If he missed it and
Top it
bowled
off,
him,
yeah.
would have
You're a legend.
I would have been a legend, but no, I don't think Marbo spoke to me for the next 15 to 20 overs.
Kranich, last ball of his 4 over spell, 1 for 27. One of those is a no ball and a 4.
Yeah, needs a dot here, doesn't he? Yeah. We'll take it to 40 off. 5.
Interesting to see what Kranich, as Preston White does at that end. Anyway, that's a thick outside edge to third man, just a single. So the end of Kranich's spell. 4 overs, 1 for 28.
Take that in T20 cricket here, especially.
6 for 119, so 42 required. Now the helmet's been rushed out again, so I'm assuming it's a... He's going to continue bowling. I don't know why the helmet can't stay out there, but maybe they're worried about 5 runs.
Oh, I asked the question in the one-day game. In the one-day final, Redlands versus North, they had umpires not holding helmets and hats on helmets, and I asked the question, what's 5 runs, the penalty? So the hat wasn't because of COVID, but the helmet was.
Yeah. So by rights, you shouldn't be able to put the helmet. Anyway.
Yeah, that was enough for me.
Ryan Walker. Anguish cry from Hope Shackley. You knew there was a big gap behind point, or in front of point as well, for 4. He's come back, hasn't he, Ryan Walker? The first over was a bit ordinary. But
yeah, especially for a left-arm Chinaman. He only looks young. Shot.
Well, that nearly...
Oh, that's a great shot.
That's nearly killed umpire Steve Dion Sayas. Well, I think I've pronounced it 17 different times today, but Steve and I have known each other for a while. You forgive me? Look at that.
Ooh.
And
yeah,
might
tough,
look like a long way away, but that was going like a bullet. Walker again.
That's 4 as
That
well.
is 4.
Might have went an over too long.
Yeah, perhaps.
The Chinaman. It's a tough wrist spin in general. It's a tough art, let alone under pressure in a final. He only looks young, but...
Well, he's the only man with the job. I'm not sure how the spinners go. That's a better ball, but it's going to find some runs again. It's going down leg side.
Might be 2 or 3. 2.
See, they got 2 off that, Damien, but it was on the leg side.
Yeah.
Middle and leg, which is where the longest boundary is.
It's where you want him hitting. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Bowl where you want the batsman to hit, not the other way around. You know the batsman are going to try and hit you over cover or hit you straight. The guy deep mid-off is quite square. That fella there is quite square. I think they're hedging their bet a little bit, whereas normally he'd traditionally be a lot straighter and might have stopped that one down the ground before, but they're 130 now. What do they need? 30.
Yeah, 31 to go.
3 and a bit.
Hickey, the
10,
new
11
one,
fist.
takes guard against Walker.
Oh,
Well,
I sure knew about that one.
yeah. That's the end of the over from Ryan Walker. He has 3 overs, 1 for 27.
So they really got to be Hickey on strike. They really got to put some pressure on him now. This over has to go for less than 5.
That's Preston White brought himself back on, hasn't he?
Hope Shackley's not on strike. I'd be bringing everybody up.
It is Preston White. He
Yeah.
had 1 over, got a bit of a touch up. Kranich replaced him, finished his spell, so Preston White has taken the ball from the southern end.
And they're keeping the same field.
30.
They don't want Hope Shackley on strike.
He's a big unit, isn't he?
Yeah, and he hits it clean.
Oh.
Whereas Hickey's only faced 4 balls.
He is on
He
strike.
just bunt a single here to cover.
Preston White, foolish ball.
Just like that.
Just not a bad shot for a number 7.
It's just insane.
I don't know, but Damien, maybe it's just a bowler thing. We like aggressive fields. Maybe that's where
Yeah,
probably a little bit biased in our commentary in attacking, but sometimes if it runs like a pig, snorts like a pig, it's still a pig.
I think it's where the keeper's got to, again, he's
Yeah.
got to say something, or even a senior player. There's another easy single.
Probably square drive.
a senior player or someone has got to say something. You know, they only need 25. They just need to take a risk for 3 or 4 balls up front, especially to this new guy, to Hickey now. Can't keep giving him easy singles.
Preston White. Yeah.
Like that. Like, it's just... And like Hope Shackley is 20 off 15, and his first ball he got that easy single.
Yeah, yeah.
So
yeah, thank you. And
how quickly you can get to 20 off 15?
How quickly the batsman just say, if I get off the mark, I'm away.
Yeah.
Relief.
And as I said, they'll get another 10 or 15 runs, and they'll only need 10 or 15 runs, and the field will come up. They should have done it 3 overs ago, 30 runs ago. As you say, they're not coming back next week, or they're not playing tomorrow.
No. Preston White again. Come over straight down the mid-on. No, says Preston White. He's not happy with that ball.
I think he had that going into Birdie's curator shed up there. He was eyeing off that big green shed.
Well, Birdie have his feet up with reading the form guide.
Yeah, he would be. Can you see maybe?
Bag of chats next to him. No, you never see him, but you
in
know
the
he's
aircon.
there.
He'd be in the aircon, Birdie. Oh, no.
There's a chance. Underarm. Wow.
Ooh.
I don't think I've ever seen an underarm throw, not since 81.
He might have a bunk shoulder.
Could be. Fieldsman there's Jared Blake.
But it's all a learning thing, you know. They got to the final. They still might win, but they might look back and next year set some different, attack it differently in the same scenario. But
well, I hope so.
Just feel like it's just meandered for the last 7 or 8 overs.
Yeah, good size learn from it.
Shot.
That's a lovely. He's a chance.
Oh,
Dropped
it's gone
and
4.
4.
Wow.
Preston White puts his hands in his face. That was an opportunity. It's gone begging. Tough chance. Should have been taken though.
Yeah, definitely. I think he thought it might have been short of him, so he came racing in, and then he's gone, oh, it's flying. Yeah, he just didn't get a chance to set himself, did he?
No, you're right. If he had have gone in early, he could have had his fingers down.
Yeah,
I think a lot easier.
I think he thought it was going to be short of him, but he absolutely hammered it.
Well, wind also, but I don't think it would have made that much difference.
No.
He's hit it that hard. Well, we talk about turning points. I think that might have been it.
Yeah, he takes that, and that was Hope Shackley as well.
Yep.
So you bring your 9 and 8 out. It's a different game, isn't it?
So
what do they need now? 20 off 3.
Harry McNeely. I think their slow bowling stock is pretty limited for Toombul. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gone to the seamers again. Seems to be only Ryan Walker, the left arm Chinaman. But anyway, McNeely comes in, right arm over, down leg side, wide. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Cotter trying to get a.
Yeah, please, sir.
Trying to get the wide reversed. The Toombul faithful underneath the tree, a little bit quiet.
Yeah,
but geez, they would have gone nuts if that catch was taken. I'm not sure who it was, but might have been Palumbo.
Burst through his hands, didn't it?
Yeah, it was hit pretty hard. Still 80 metres from the bat.
Oh, got to keep this guy on strike.
Trying to be nice, or trying to be cute, I should say, and tickle that one down through to third man, but
yeah, he's not going to, with all due respect to young Hickey, he's not going to power one through cover or over mid-wicket, is he? He's only looking to glide it to get Hope Shackley on strike, or just bunt one in front of him.
Well, he knows his limitations, so
yeah,
he's just trying to get off strike. You're right. That's
It's a
down
wide.
leg side again. McNeely puts his hands together, saying, "What am I doing?" Maybe go around the wicket.
Yeah, fire something to his pads.
Yep.
Or geez, what they'd give for another 20 runs. Gold Coast,
Yeah.
180 or 190. Be under real pressure, wouldn't they?
McNeely.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's a great
Jeez.
shot. That's 4.
I take back everything I just said. That's a great shot.
But we're all number 3 or 4 batsmen down the tail, aren't we, mate? We've got that one good shot.
That's a great
It'll
shot.
be another 6 weeks before he gets a shot like that, but he'll bank it in a grand final.
Took the pace, went with it, bang.
He's done a
Great shot.
That's the Achilles heel of McNeely this over. It's all been down the legs.
Yep.
I know that's the longest boundary, but you hit it hard enough and place it well enough, you're going to get 4. That one's better.
That's good cricket. What's What's that? 4, 5, 6, 7 off the over, and he's only bowled 3 balls.
I hope Shackley is on strike now. He doesn't need to do anything.
No.
So he's got a life, but still.
No.
He goes.
Only need 14.
How many times have we seen it?
Bunt one down mid-wicket for 2.
Tail in collapse. Anything can happen. Ask the Indians. That's a lovely shot.
Great shot.
That's fast. It's downhill. It's 4.
That's picking up space. That's where Birdie's roller comes.
Yeah, that's
comes
it.
on the
True.
ground.
Yep.
That's picking up pace. That's a good shot. Yeah, well, I said it 40 odd runs ago.
Yeah.
You know, I just think they missed a trick a little bit with some field placements. Maybe the left arm Chinaman and over too long. But you know, I said at the change of innings as well, I thought 160 Gold Coast would have taken 160. It's well below par in any T20 game, let alone at AB Field.
Yeah, we all agreed 200 was the benchmark.
But they did start well. You know, they had them under pressure. They had an opportunity.
Yeah, 3 for 20 odd. Partnership in the middle, and they were allowed to build that partnership, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They, you know, I said it back then. They were batting with no intent. You could clearly see that. They were just looking to get 1s and 2s. They weren't trying to bomb them. And they pinched 4 or 5 overs there where they were easily getting 6, 7, 8 and over.
McNeely toiling hard. That's down the legs. That's worth a shout, but he pulls the weight. That's
He's nearly running
safe.
out too.
Everyone needs just to calm down here. Anyway, McNeely finishes his over. That's his spell over. None for 36. He wouldn't be happy with that last over, but Preston White will come on and bowl from the southern end. He's got 2 overs left.
But these two have done well. They both come in with 2 set batsmen at the crease. And they've put on 41 off quick maths, 30 balls, 40 off 30 balls. That's, you know, it's good going with your... Oh, sorry, Hope Shackley was already some. So they probably put on 20, 25.
Yeah, but it's match winning.
With your lower order.
Now Preston White, he's going to do something here. You've asked for it, Damien. He's going to bring mid-wicket. Square leg across. He's going to put him inside the circle, I hope.
I'd have left him there, or
Yep.
another 10, 15 in, just on that old wicket block there.
I hope he's walking in quickly. He's going to move.
You might as well bring mid on and off up.
Yeah.
You're not going to keep him. They only need 9 off 2 overs.
There it is.
It's going to spin.
Yep.
Oh, really got him too.
Must have spun a fair bit. It's like spun 6 foot.
Yeah, and that old snaking across the checks and a bit of spin.
He had
They
that cover. He had to dive to his right.
They got to bring him up here now, Hickey.
Preston White.
No.
He is. He's bringing deep mid wicket or cow up inside the circle. And he wants another one in close, so he's going to pull up.
He's bringing it off.
Mid off.
Yep.
And he's going to move everybody around.
Yeah, bring that man straighter. That's where I said even in the Toombul innings, he needs to be on the edge of that Queensland cricket building.
Preston White.
Shot.
Yeah. Pressure. Perfect. Yes. We've asked for it and it's working.
Do that 8 overs ago.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's a learning curve. It's easy from up here, and it's hot out there.
I think he hit that nicely too,
He
didn't
hit
he?
it nicely, yeah.
Just found McGill there at point. That's gone over the top.
It's got to spin away as well. Oh.
Get it in is the call. But that's created uncertainty with the batsman, Preston White. He's brought the guys in. He's decided to go over the top here. If he hits it properly, he's gone down the throat there of that fieldman at backward point.
Yeah, it made him hit the shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be keeping him up now too. They need 7. Make Hope Shackley. I dare say probably just try and get
He might do a Burnsy.
mid-wicket single. Oh, geez.
6 for 154. 7
off.
required.
2 off 4 balls. Did that 20 runs ago.
There's only 1 over left half. There's 8 balls to go. Jeez.
Yeah, they'll only 1
Get a
big
wicket
shot.
though. Wide. Preston White puts his hands on his head. There's Peter Boland puts his hands out to the side. And that's not what the skipper wanted, Preston White. And you are the skipper. They need a wicket, yeah.
Hope Shackley would definitely make it interesting if he was
Wouldn't
to get out here. They could probably squeeze the tail enders, but
Hope Shackley. Oh, he goes for a swing.
doesn't need to do that.
Everybody's on their haunches in disbelief.
Needs 6 runs.
Preston White,
Just get him in singles.
Paddy Cotter, the wicket keeper. He was willing an edge into his gloves.
I mean, here, last ball, you want Hickey on strike in the last over. Do not need an easy single here.
You need to bring him up, but anyway, it's the last ball. He's gone over the top. Here's a chance in the deep. Misses it. 4.
Well. Is that the same fella?
I think it was.
Oh, no.
That is, I think, the ball game. 6 for 159. 1 over to go. 2 to get. He takes that, and holy moly. They would have crossed and had a new batsman on at the other end.
Yeah.
Would have thrown a whole different prospect on this last over. They would have needed 6.
I think he just jumped the fence and ran down out the Bill Brown gates.
You've got a feel for the young fella out there. You don't drop him on purpose.
No.
But gee.
Yeah, I said it. They were still 20 short, 30
but it's,
short with the bat. You can blame the fielders and the bowlers, but they were 30 short.
Damien, you're right. We've said it. I think actually Peter Drennan might have been also the man of wisdom, the great man. He should be on a mountain by himself and reading Shagravara. He said, don't worry about what happened at the end that you lost the game. This is a 20-over game. What happened in the 7th over, the 8th over, or this batsman here and that? It's all a collective.
Well, we all agreed 220, 240's par. They're 60, 80 under that. Call it 190. If they had 190, they win easy.
And it's funny you say they came out and started batting like they were chasing 200.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
Trying to get a bonus point in the grand final.
That's it.
You get 2 beers to celebrate instead of 1.
Yeah, almost. If you look up the scorebook, it says you
won.
Yep. So the bowler here is McGill, I should say.
But yeah, I definitely agree with Drino. You have your post-mortems. They may or may not the Savo, but it'll get pinned on the drop catch or some bowling. But the crux of it is, that they were 30, 40, 50 under par.
Yeah. It was the game plan. It was not right. But now they've.
Yeah, I said that, didn't I?
Here we go. So.
Have a swing,
McGill, he's got a short extra cover right in front of him. What does he do? And he puts it straight and he dropped it. But mix up, run out. Yes! Oh, look out. Still a twist, still 2 runs required. And the 7th wicket falls. Well, the guy who dropped it extra cover would be pretty happy.
Yeah, they got wicket. Get Hope Shackley on strike. If they're going to keep that same field, he only needs to miss hit it to get there. But you go back to that catch, 2 fresh batsmen, you need 6 runs.
Wow.
But all of a sudden you look up as a batsman and you got everybody around you.
Hickey, 12 or 13.
Yeah,
lovely.
Well.
I think he gets a round of applause. The score remains the same. 5 balls remaining, 2 runs required. The only way Toombul win this is wickets.
I don't know why these 2 blokes are going back to deep mid-wicket and deep mid-on. But you look at that field now, you look up as a batsman and think, where am I getting an easy single? Whereas you only need 2, you're just going to have a swing over cover here, I dare say. Give himself some room. And
I'm guessing there's a super over, but anyway, won't have to worry about it. That's it.
That's it.
Game over. Toombul across. They'll take the second. It's rolling down towards the rope, and that will be 4 runs, and that will be the title to the Dolphins. Gold Coast have won the Kookaburra T20 Grand Final here at Allan Border Field. They did it a tough way in the end there. Commiserations to Toombul, but the Gold Coast Dolphins, well, they've done enough to get the title. Damien McKenzie, crazy times here at Allan Border.
They did well. Shackley at the end there, 37 off 24. He really held it together. He's an older head. He's played some cricket. They did it really well. They tried their best to make 160 exciting, and they definitely did that for us. But no, they did. They batted really well that middle period and didn't take any risks, and they've done it well. As I said, keep saying, they're probably 20 or 30 short, but super exciting game to get 160 in a T20. So, but yeah, well played to the Gold Coast boys and to the old dog, Chris Swan. There'll be some beers flowing in that dressing room, I dare say.
Yeah, he won't be, mate. paying for any of them, but that's another
No,
story.
that's right.
Here we go. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. We'll have the women's final coming up shortly. So congratulations once again, the Gold Coast Dolphins under Chris Want's leadership. Congratulations. Toombul, hard lines. They got to the grand final. Well done to them, the Bulls. But anyway, they can enjoy the rest of the afternoon with the boys on the hill. I'd like to thank Damien McKenzie, Michael Wright, and our cameraman Mitch Hourigan, and our techie there, Cooper Jeffrey, for bringing this to you, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you to Kookaburra, the sponsor, as well. Damien, good fun, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, sorry, mate, you got your cans there.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
You were going to go down and drink some of Swanee's free stuff.
Looking for the first of the trots. But no, I appreciate it. It's been good fun. I enjoy getting behind the mic and getting back around some club cricket, so it's been good fun. And yeah, it was a good exciting game in the end too. So, but no, cheers for having me, guys.
No worries. All right, we'll say goodbye to you here as Michael Wright will head down for the presentations, and we'll see you again at 2 o'clock for the women's final. Bye for now.